So, where we last left off in our Curse of Strahd fun, town of Valaki had just been attacked by a number of werewolves, and the party had fought most of them off in the town center, seemingly killed their leader, and dashed back to the Blue Water Inn to check on the situation of things, the status of Irina, Esmeralda, and to a lesser extent Rictavio, and the rest of their friends in the tavern, after hearing shouts and screams from the western portion of town. Party successful in battle, ran back, lost Vasily von Holt in the shuffle with some of the other commoners as they made their way back to the Blue Water Inn, and arrived to find that Irina's still there, Rictavio there, Esmeralda there. They had a bit of a scuffle here, but doesn't seem like too many suffered mortal wounds. A few Raven folk got murdered, but they took some with them too. And screams have started to subside from the western side of town, presumably from the orphanage or the church at St. Andrew's. The party went there, trying to figure out what had happened. The orphanage completely empty. The only thought process being that the werewolves took the children. And then Bramlin also noticed that some of the claw marks didn't match up with wolves and werewolves. And she remembered the old lady who gave off very tingy, weird vibes the first time they were at the orphanage. They went to the church, made sure the people in the church were okay, and then made it back to the tavern before sitting down, talking with the vampire hunters and their friends and allies, and trying to figure out what their next play is. I believe the party had decided that heading off to Castle Ravenloft and stopping by the old bone grinder first was the decision made when we last had our session, but that is up to you guys. So, we are in the tavern. I believe we have not had a rest yet, if I remember correctly.
No. All we did was, I think, take a short rest so that way Gaynor could heal those dudes, and that's about it.
Right, and they got healed of the lycanthropy. Yep. Okay, cool. Right, so what would you like to do? You're in the Blue Water Inn with friends and allies around.
Well, I'm pretty sure I was on the third watch, right?
You were on the third watch, and we just finished that third watch. That's right. Yes. So, the watches happened. Thank you for remembering.
Yeah,
Sorry, it's been a week.
Also remember that I'm not there. I'm just
You're not there. Yes, yeah. I know. You're just a visual token, right? Got it. Okay. So, where we left our story, I apologize. Gaynor had just caught somebody trying to peer into and potentially break into the Blue Water Inn when he held them in place and interrogated them. They quickly revealed that they were sent to invite the party or invite the adventurers to dinner with one Miss Wachter. Lady Wachter was the name on the note, I believe.
Correct, yes.
Right. So I think that's where we were at. It was still in the morning, right before everybody had woken up. You're still outside, right?
Right, yep. So I'm just going to finish up my watch.
Okay. And the rest of the watch, for the most part, until the dawn comes, nothing. Again, no sun in the sky, but the clouds do break a little bit. You can see an even grayer sky over top of the actual cloud run itself. But you were all fully rested with your long rest at this point, because you would have slept overnight. And you can hit your long rest buttons, do your things, roll your temporary hit points, Gaynor, for everything that you need to do for that if you haven't done it already.
Everybody gets 12, I get 16.
That's right. Okay. All right. This morning, the town seems to have quieted down. As you all come down to the main area and kind of gather, you still see everybody there with you. The townsfolk that were huddled up in here stayed the night, and you also see the ruffled blonde hair of a young man sitting in the corner, slumped down, fell asleep on his shield, more or less, as John sitting in the far corner, pressed up against the wall. I would say Belinsky is still here, but Probably somewhere in the back. There we go.
Oops. I'm in the stables.
No Blinsky.
Is the rest of the people who are with us there, or is Blinsky, or is Blinsky still represent like everybody?
I got you. 1 second. We'll just use this as commoners because Blinsky's are different people. There we go. Yeah, so this is just a representation of the common folk in general. Boop. They're in the tavern with you. And it is well secured and boarded up still. This villager's gone. Got it. Okay.
All I can fucking imagine is when Overtake went to talk to this guy, he had to fucking like hop his way through a glass window and like roll and run over this guy.
I was outside.
I mean, he was outside. He was barricaded.
How did he get outside that?
Through the door?
Yeah.
Which is barricaded.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can always move a barricade.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I think
he had a Kool-Aid man.
Also with his short rest, he could still do his warpy thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
He's a teleported boy. Anyway.
So everybody's in here, right?
Yeah, everybody's in the general area. Irina, Esmeralda, Victavio, the Danikos, or the Martikos. Wow. Danikos. What are they? Danica Martikov, you know. Anyway. But yeah, you're in here probably about 6 villagers or so, and then Solstar and Yegvini are somewhere around.
I kind of like put the letter on the table, and I ask, and Ginor's like, "Does anybody know a Miss Welcher?"
Can I make a history check to see if I know her?
Miss who now?
Since I'm inhabitant of Valaki.
Wachter.
Wachter.
Wachter. W-A-C-H-T-E-R. Sure, make a history check for me.
Sure.
As Ginor kind of sets this thing down on the table and says, you know.
Oh, 12. Would a 12 be enough?
She's a noble in Valaki. You've probably heard of her.
Okay.
But you don't know exactly what she's about.
I don't know what she does or how she got her fortune or whatever.
No, probably not.
All right. I know of her. She's a noble. She's up in the, nobility district. I don't fucking know much about this town.
Now, I don't want to sidetrack anyone, but she sent someone here with a note saying she needs help.
Everyone needs help.
We don't know her or anything.
What does the note say exactly?
We're looking for strong people.
I glance at Kalma. Well, strong people, she says.
My head is like on the table because Kelma's not much of a morning person.
No coffee, Kelma.
Yeah, you got free coffee, Kelma, and he's like, it's like we're about to head to another thing, and then we're gonna meet with Captain Asshole at his castle.
I just kind of out of character. I kind of in character, like you see me in the corner, like wince slightly, and I kind of slowly turn back to my coffee and just ignore everyone from that point on.
Wow. How to get lightning bolted by a vampire.
Right, exactly. Step 1. John kind of pipes up from the corner. You say Wachter? She's kind of rude. Pardon my language. She's a little bit of a bitch.
Kelma raises his hand. He goes, "There you go. There's our answer. Let's go leave now."
I mean, she's well established, but I don't think she likes the Burgermeister very much.
She probably wants to help in overthrowing him then.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, we don't really have a beef with anybody like the Burgermeister here, if that's the case.
He's just kind of an asshole.
I mean, aren't all nobles?
Yes.
Very good point.
Hey!
I
slowly turn my head
stand by my word.
Irina looks over and just kind of... Not all of us.
Irina's also noble.
Yeah!
I keep forgetting about that. She's been troubling us for so long.
You have your outliers.
I just turn my head and go, you're both not nobles, you're friends. And I just turn my head back to the table.
Isn't that precise?
Irina kind of looks at you and just like, thanks, I guess. What?
I don't know.
I mean, I'd say statistically so far, at least most nobles.
I just point at Gaynor. I'm just like, he's not wrong.
87% of all nobles are assholes. We've determined this.
Octavio's like, I can confirm it's a statistic. Just shooting the shit at this point. Esmeralda does pipe up on a more serious matter. You said something other than werewolves.
Aye.
Just gonna look over Bramlin's
Yes.
Care to elaborate?
Well, I mean, I elaborated last night when we were not doing particularly great, but Hag.
No, I know you did.
I know. I'm saying that to her.
Right. Right. It's more your area than mine. And she kind of looks over to Octavio and he's like, "Yeah, I know." Hags are extremely dangerous. And he proceeds to fill you in on what he knows about hags, if you will take the time and listen.
How much knowledge do we get out of that? Like, what does he know?
That's a good question. What does Octavio know? He's a monster hunter of many years. That's a dice roll.
That's a 1.
No. That's a 12.
Okay.
Plus a 6. So
What a shame.
he knows a decent bit. You are aware that hags have a number of elemental resistances. They thrive in their swampy lands and areas. Hags are extremely dangerous when they form a coven, and they gain extra natural powers because of such coven and bonds.
So, do we think that this one lives in a coven?
Hard to say. Don't know much about it. Haven't even really seen it. He hasn't really seen it. He's just giving you general information on hags and what they do, based on his adventures and what he knows.
Well, are we heading towards that windmill thing that we were expecting the kids are at?
Sounds like that would be a good place.
It's on the way.
Well, why is it called the Bone Grinder? That's just an unpleasant name for a windmill. What kind of wheat comes out of a bone grinder?
Whole place is unplugged.
Irvin kind of shouts across the counter. He's like, "You do know where you are, right?"
Yeah.
Everything's named Drab for a reason.
I'm 72 years old, man. Give me a break.
I mean, so you're telling me that thing got its name since all this shit happened? Because this land wasn't always this bad, right?
He kind of like strokes and thinks back. He's like, "Well, it wasn't ever good."
I mean,
it's probably better before Strahd took it over, but
what place in Faerun is good? Let's be quite honest.
My village was.
What's Faerun?
Oh yeah, you're not from. Oh yeah.
Octavio just kind of looks over. He's like, "That's another topic for another time that I'll have to talk with you about." So, if you are going to the castle, it's just like 5 of you, right? Nobody else? And she kind of looks over at Esmeralda. Esmeralda doesn't respond, so.
I mean, you can come with us. I just don't think it's a good idea for you to be caught near the actual castle.
I point my finger at Esmeralda. My head's been on the table the entire time. I just point at her and just go, "No."
She kind of looks at you and just a little disgusted. Sits back and
hey,
gets into the glass of wine. Yes.
How invisible?
If you do travel with us, Essie, would you like to borrow my cloak?
The cat cloak?
The cat cloak. If we're leaving her outside, it might keep her vaguely hidden a bit more-ish.
Are we sure the vampires don't kick cats for fun?
I mean, do you?
No. Wait.
Minor.
It's a possibility. I could be sneaky enough. And Remington just kind of looks over and just angry glares towards her, and she's like, "Yeah, you know what? I think I will come. It's the worst that could happen."
Death.
Quite a bit.
Yeah,
You could get us all caught.
yeah. Those.
Dude, you offered the cloak. Do you want me or not?
I mean, you're free to come.
No. Again, I think she should come at least to near the castle with us. If she wants. I just don't think she should be caught near it.
Demon looks at the bar and waves, and he goes, "I want a coffee and I want a beer."
And
We should get a
Aaron
cardboard
kind
box, and all of
ties
us
to
use the
that.
cat cloak. We'll shuffle into the
We
cardboard
have-
box.
3 cloaks.
comes out a moment later, sets down your coffee and your beer.
I just sip one after the other.
We're all in agreement that Irina stays here.
Yes, which reminds me, give up your things.
Oh yeah.
What?
You doing that in public? Everybody knows you got it?
No.
A few common folk here.
I mean, like, you shouldn't have stopped her. That's a little
I
rude.
shouldn't. I mean, I couldn't. You had said the last time in the last session that you were avoiding commoner eyes to know you had these items, so I would assume you just willy-nilly start dropping shit off to Irina in the dining room. You might.
Yeah. I mean,
I apologize.
I'm just reminding them to give them up.
DM over to you guys. You guys do you.
Just remember to drop them off in her room before we leave.
Mm-hmm. Fair enough. All right. Does anybody have anything else they want to do here or around Valaki before you all set off to
No.
your dinner with Destiny?
Well, I mean, Branwyn should probably get a few more bolts, don't you think?
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
I need many more fire flasks.
No.
No. Give me
There
your
was a
money.
reason we confiscated this.
You bring me what you want. You ask me for it, and I'll say if you can have it.
Wow.
I want 6 flasks of oil.
No.
From my backpack, I pull out 6 flasks of oil. He goes, "I
Thank
have
you.
11. You're not taking them.
Oh,
You asked for
Yes.
them."
Kalmar is
please have
responsible for your oil.
This is the most ridiculous shit. I'm sorry. As you hear a voice in your head, that was a very smart thing you did.
Who hears a voice and who's that?
The guy that has a voice in his head.
Oh. I mean, I had to ask because there is
I
a
know. there's
Kalistar at
like
the
3
table.
people with voices now. No, Gaynor, you hear that voice in your head. Usual.
Yeah.
Poking reminder that somebody's always watching.
I just hang my head and shake it.
I finish off my coffee, grab the beer, finish off the rest of the beer. I just kind of look at everybody, go, "Oh, let's head to this guy's room," pointing at Victavio. I go, "And let's get our final plans together, and then let's do this."
Come on, make a Constitution saving throw for me. As you beer and alcohol together in final swigs.
Yep.
Day drinking. Wonderful.
Mixing drinks. Let's go.
And I have advantage in all saves.
Mm-hmm. Perfect.
Oh.
You gain plus 2 hit points. Temporary hit points. Have fun.
Sweet.
On top of the 16 you got from me.
Oh,
12.
12.
12, sorry, 12.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I will
plus
save
14.
those stacks to change it to 14.
Just let out a loud burp. Like
Normally, I don't like temporary hit points to stack, but that's fine.
Kemba just
Happy
does a
accident.
big. Kemba just does a big belch, and he's like, "Oh, I needed that." And then he.
What happened to the penitent monk?
Alright.
Good lord. I just kind of shrug.
Right. So I guess let's we probably don't need to move. I guess let's go to
Yeah, I was about to
what's his
say up
name
to
room.
Octavia's room to drop off any things that you have in a private place. But you all get up there and manage to get up there. When are you leaving?
The sword and the medallion, I suppose.
The holy symbol of Ravenkind and the.
I already have mine on me. I keep this symbol on me at all times.
Tell you what I'm going to do at this point as well. I'm going to put my braces, which were probably on over my coat, under my coat.
Okay. Okay.
Smart. Intelligent.
Everybody else?
That's
Mm.
what I understand.
I pull Irina over to the side, and I'm just like, hey, I know you've been through it. Trust me, we have as well. So, I found something that I don't know if you like this type of stuff, but I figured, hey, might cheer you up a bit. And I pull out the fine dress we got, and
Okay.
I hand her the fine dress, and I kind of grasp her hands. And I put her hands like right there where the fine dress is, and she notices, like she kind of feels, I kind of make it that she feels something like hard in the fine dress, and I go, "There's something in this. Don't show it to anybody. But if you are in immediate danger, I'm talking about last minute, use it." And I kind of tell her a keyword, and that's the keyword I use for the sword. Basically, I'm wrapping the sword hilt in that dress.
Okay.
Smart.
Very nice. All right. Fair enough. So, with any other equipment changes, swaps, additions, things that you would like to do, concerns?
Irina single-handedly kills Strahd.
The real way events.
Yeah.
All right. So you all make your changes as necessary, drop your things off. Make sure everybody stays keeping an eye on each other and stays safe as best they can. And for the expediency of shopping and things or stealing from the guardhouse, which would you prefer?
Well, if they're going to go shopping for bolts, I'm also going to wander to Mr. Potion Guy and bug him for a second.
Can you get me some stuff?
Sure. What do you need?
If I give him, I'm gonna give you a list.
Okay.
It's my list.
Shopping list can easily be figured out. I'm gonna
Yeah.
frou through shopping just because I'm not trying to waste a session on shopping.
Sure.
I like you guys, but what do you need, Nim? You got bolts.
My shit. I just need bolts and my herbs.
And any
so
herbs that you can get. Okay.
yeah, I really need those.
I know.
Yeah,
That
you do.
sucks.
I'm gonna wander off and buy flasks. So,
Make a survival check, Chi.
oh god.
Wander through town to buy flasks. of
Oh
oil.
right.
You gotta
I'm
remember the
alone in a
town's
very
still
dangerous
might
town.
be still
Yeah,
under
never mind.
siege.
Don't worry about that.
You
Never
already
mind.
said
I
it.
forgot that there was
You
under
already
siege.
said it.
Ah shit. Alright.
Make a survival check as you wander to find flasks of oil.
17.
1, 2, 17. 17. Interesting.
17.
What is this? Oh, nice. You wander the streets for about 15 minutes or so. Looking around, checking dumpsters, side alleys, anything that you can find, any storefronts that you might see.
9?
And you managed to find
9.
one flask of oil that is not shattered, along with a crate of 5 flasks of oil that are shattered and poured out all over the ground
Oh, that's a shame.
in a small
Alright.
shop.
I take a flask of oil and run back.
Take a flask of oil. I apologize. Who was doing what for what else?
There is a jeweler in town, right?
I believe there is, yes. Yes.
I'm gonna go and see if they have some diamonds. So I would like to stock up on at least 2 of them.
Mm-hmm. Diamonds, you say?
Oh.
Worth 100
Plus
gold
12
pieces
is
or
more.
more.
You thought you could get away from me. 1 flask of oil added to my inventory.
All right. So, they do have diamonds,
Okay.
among other gems and things. They have diamonds worth 100 gold and 150 gold. However, they are charging double rate for them.
How much is? No, so it's like 200 gold for one
200
and
and
100
250.
gold.
Or 200 and 300, yeah.
And I persuade him to do
You can
like
certainly try. You'd
100.
like to negotiate.
Yeah, like 150 for a diamond rather than 200.
Make a persuasion check.
Sure. There we go. $17.
You're 170.
Let's see. How much gold do I even have? How much is one? How much
Electrum is
is a gold? Yeah.
fuck, it's 2 maybe.
2 electrum
Yes,
is 1
it's 2.
gold.
I want to say I might be wrong. Coinage. Electrum. 1 electrum is 5 silver. So yeah. So 2 electrum equals 1 gold. Such a strange currency. It's your $half.
So I'll take 1 diamond, just because I need it.
Okay. I'm gonna make a trade with you.
Remember that we have a share in a chest.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean?
Monies.
We
Oh,
all
it's all
have
good.
monies stashed in chests.
There's a way
All right,
Mhm.
I'm carrying that chest around.
Mm-hmm.
I
Each of
probably
us
put
has
that
a
in the
share.
I would assume you probably left it with the horses you tied up, but
I almost guarantee you I left it
each-
with the horses.
Each of us has 1,100 electrum and 3,000 silver share.
That's a lot of silver.
cool.
Could we
Took an
melt down the
entire-
silver and silver our weapons with it? Reasonably?
I mean, a coin
That's
doesn't have that
gonna
much
take
silver linked
time.
to it. Yeah.
It'll
take
take
time
Yeah,
we
but
don't
I'm just
have,
kind of
yeah.
like, I'm more curious on an OOC level if that's possible.
I don't know. We can figure that out later. I'm not worried
Technically
about that
speaking,
now.
yes, but
Yes.
anyway.
Neat. Okay.
Okay. So I give him 170.
Mhm.
I'm sorry, I give him 350 electrum.
And makes the proper changes necessary and things like that. And you have your 1 diamond. Brandon, you can easily enough get the bolts. They have 1 of every material for you. Actually, I need to make a survival check to see if he's got stocking, because you shopped there before. He now knows what you're looking for, and it's been days. Dice.
Oh.
Yeah. So there is 1 lock of henbane, 1 portion of hemlock, and 2 things of lavender, and that's all he has.
I'm definitely taking that henbane.
He is charging base rates, so I think it was, what do we do? I think for the bolts and the henbane and all that other stuff, I think it was like, I want to say it's 7 gold, right? Because the bolts are like,
That's fine. I don't. Yeah, at that. Yeah, I don't care. Stab
Yeah.
gun done.
hey, I'm realistic world here. Yeah, so realistic world.
I have
vampire
loads of
world,
gold. It's
7.
fine.
Yeah,
I don't
know
care.
you do. I'm just saying, it's 7 for your purchases and things.
That's
The
20
snake
bolts.
oil potion, man.
Was that 20 bolts?
That is 20 bolts, yes.
Okay.
You could do another 20 bolts for another 3 gold, but
That's
Yeah.
fine. 20 is good. Let's go.
boop 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 boop. Okay. So then you went for more potions, right, guy?
Yeah, potions and whatever Branwyn gave me.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm
so
steamrolling
That was the
what you got
henbane.
back for that. So yeah, that was what she was getting. So, let's see. Oop, and right through that.
Oh my goodness.
My dice are bad today. He can make one medium-sized one
Of what she needs?
of what you need.
Oh, the potion?
He can't craft what I need.
No,
Okay.
you've already got the supplies that she needs for her. I just priced that out in the segment before this. But yeah, you got the stuff for her already. Depending on what you would need. If you wanted some of that potion question mark stuff,
Sure. And I
you
just
could do
kind
a
of
medium or one small.
one,
Two smalls or one medium.
2 smalls or 1 medium. Well, which size were all the ones I was using?
Smalls.
Smalls? I would say I just put in my hands like for the 2 small.
Okay. And I'd say I think it was 15 gold for 2.
15 gold for 2.
Yeah, if I remember correctly.
I love
Alright.
how essentially Kelma is leveling this guy up with every
Mhm.
purchase he makes.
uh,
He's slowly but surely learning to make them.
yeah. I kind of look at him, and I just kind of lean over the counter, just stare him right in the eye, like I'm like an inch from his face, and I just kind of go, "Your potions save a life, so you know." And then I slide 20 gold for the 2, and I go, "This is for the life that you saved, but also one of them didn't work at all. So here's another gold, another 5 gold, so you could keep practicing." And also I kind of go, "Give me a potion, poison as not potion, poison as well, if you have a poison."
Kind of looks at you. And poisons. I can do poisons. How strong?
Strong as you want.
You looking to make somebody sick or make
Not your-
somebody dead?
None of your concern. Strong as you want.
Let me see what I have. And he steps into the back for a moment. His face has changed a little bit. It is not the I don't know what I'm doing snake oily salesman.
Oh, I know. Get this guy's deal.
Interesting.
This guy's an assassin more so than a healer.
This guy's a Branwen. Like,
Mhm.
I love how you're asking this guy for poison. It's like, hi, you've seen me do poisons before.
Indeed.
I literally just asked you to buy poisonous plants for me.
Mhm,
Yep.
mhm.
This is gonna be
That's
interesting.
why he has them, if you were
Mhm.
wondering.
Yeah. And also I got the plants
Yeah.
too, right?
Yes, you got the
Okay,
plants.
okay.
Sorry, I am looking up a thing. I apologize. He stumbles out of the back with a small vial, in a proper sized beaker, not just the random bottles that he's been using.
Just trips over a box.
The liquid is a red purplish color, and it almost seems to have a slight bubbling to it. He kind of pulls it out. He's like, "This right here, 35 gold. It'll deal with any problems you have. Don't mix it with the potions I give you."
I grabbed the potion and I put it on the counter next to the 5 gold, and right at this point I have 15 of the potion of the gold that he asked me. I have the 5 in the middle, and I have the other 5 on the other side. And I go, "I gave you 5 gold as a tip, another 5 gold to work on what you needed to do. How much is that again?"
Looks back at you. "Your generosity is appreciated, friend. It's not easy stuff to find. I assume you came to me knowing you needed something that would work. I can
5
take
gold
2
is for you
gold
to-
off that total.
How much he said?
He says he can take 2 gold off the total.
I just kind of get real close to him again. I go, I gave you 5 gold as a tip, and 5 gold to improve. And I smile.
And make a intimidation check.
Damn crappy.
Oh god. Okay. Oh god. Jeez, you're lucky he doesn't put that in your potions.
As you lean in close and get in his face, you feel a sharp piece of metal kind of touch your hip. Before you can realize it, he's got a dagger in his hand. I said I'd give you 2 gold off, my friend.
And I
have to
smile.
make a profit.
And I smile once again. And I go, you know, very well. That's not gonna. I gave you a 5 gold tip, and I slide another 5 gold on top of the table again. I go, you should know by now, I'm very. Then I take the blade that he was holding, and I stick it in just a little bit. So my side bleeds just a little bit. I go, and I smile.
Okay. For doing so, you would take 1 piercing damage.
Yep.
What the fuck?
And
He
before
could've
con
poisoned that blade. He could have poisoned that blade.
Mhm.
Exactly. Blue knows what's going on.
He smiles widely and pulls the blade back. Your business is appreciated.
So no one told you like that.
Okay. And I grab the 2 small potions and the poison potion, and I put it in my bag, and I take out another 10 gold, and then I put on the counter. So I gave him like another 20. I pull out another 10 gold, put it on one side. I take out another 10 gold, put it on the other side, and I just go, work on your potions. We're gonna need that more than the thing you just gave us, because we have someone who can make some pretty nasty stuff. This was a gift.
Before you walk out the door, as you're walking out, he stops you. Pulls back his robe from his hip just a little bit and removes another small vial. Looks at you and shouts out, "Catch," and throws the vial in your direction. Need you to make a dexterity throw for me to catch this vial.
Just normal dex.
Unless you are going to do it somewhere that it would be
Come on,
acrobatic.
God's luck.
I mean, I could just.
You could be acrobatic.
Doesn't monks have a thing? Or am I
Oh.
just thinking?
That was a 2 nearly.
Well. So, as this tiny vial flies through the air, you manage to reach your hand out and catch it just before it hits the ground, and balance it and not shatter it. You kind of see a wry smile come across his face. You should drink that before the hour's up. Have a nice day.
Oh no.
And I pull out one of my wood gold coins, and I toss it over to him.
He kind of catches it.
He goes, one last tip.
Okay.
Fucking hell.
All right. So, you have a poison. You're not quite sure what it does. You have a tiny vial, and you have your 2 small potions, as well as Bramwin's materials, including the bolts. Anybody else? Anything else? Okay. Trophy. Anything from you?
I mean, it's probably not here.
What are you looking for?
I don't know, some new toys.
You need new toys. You.
I feel like
I
you're
didn't buy
last
new
one.
toys.
I know. You got a lot of toys. You got a big giant armor sitting outside and some other toys. You got toys. You can
A
look for
new
toys
one.
along the way. I know.
You.
Such a fickle child. 5-year-old Trovic over here. But I want a new toy. A new axe. I want a new friend. Anyway. No, but yeah, so I'd say once you all get yourselves back together, Osgood, you spent probably about 15, 20 minutes looking around through some of the ransacked buildings, and that was kind of what you did with your time finding that flask. All of you kind of gather. You getting your horses from the far side of town, the west side?
Yes.
Okay. I know you mentioned it earlier, so I don't want you to
Yep.
forget it now in the heat of the moment of finally leaving Valaki for the 3rd time. You manage to gather all your things. It takes you about an hour or so to cross town back and forth and do the things. But you eventually make it to the western or the eastern gate of Valaki.
Did we pick up the horses?
You did. I
Okay.
just said that.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
You all make it to the edge of Valaki. There are no guards at the gate. This gate does not seem like it was breached. It seems like it was breached from the west side, more or less. But this gate is intact. However, it is not guarded. As you all pass by what is a large pile of dead villagers and corpses being piled up just outside of town. You make your way through the winding roads back on the old Svelich Road, and I will take us to the map. To the map of Barovia.
Meantime, I've already given the herbs to Branwyn, and I give her the bubbling poison as well. And I just kind of and I mentioned to you that I just say, I go, that potion guy made this. I think he's better at this. Plus, figured you could.
Oh. I am now very curious. What is this?
I was about to say you have a kit and time. You would take the time. You really would need to make a check for it, knowing what you do.
Yeah. And meanwhile, well, after I do that, Kelma has a smile on his face, kind of thinking back, and he takes to hold his breast for a second, and he goes over his body real quick, and then he just spits on the ground and checks, see if he sees anything. Because I'm immune to poison. I could just extract it.
Mm-hmm. No, you don't see anything.
Okay. I just kind of chuckle.
You're immune to poison.
Well, I was just seeing if I had to extract.
No.
Blueness calls it very deadly sprite.
Super deadly sprite. Sorry. Whisper.
Whisper, whisper?
Whisper, whisper.
Yes.
Oh boy.
I think that whispers. I might be wrong.
Damn Christ. Right.
That is a whisper. Oh. Oh.
Because you would know what that is.
It's purple worm poison.
Not quite, but close.
That being said, the 5 of you set out back down the familiar road once again. An hour and a half pass. On horseback, this is a lot quicker travel than the first time when you were on foot. Kelma, you notice the small opening in the clearing where you almost met a fateful demise to a water nymph, and
Mhm.
have some not so pleasant memories of the tree that sits in the distance, but nothing calls out to you all, and you all make your way back, winding again through the hills and the hillsides of the plains of Barovia.
Is Essie
You're-
with us?
No, she's not,
Oh. Okay.
unless you all took her. But
I mean, I
thought
asked her
it
if she
was-
wanted to come.
And then
Yeah, I
it was a
thought she
firm
wanted
no
to.
from
Yeah.
Kelma.
What was that?
You had pointed
Essie.
and said no to Izzy, so.
Well, I said no days, but then that's when Branwen offered her the cloak and stuff.
And that's the decision we made. Is she with you?
I would
Would-
say that we'd probably be cool with it, wouldn't we?
Yeah, I think so.
I was cool with it.
Perfect. And she's with you.
Cool. I'm
Yeah.
checking in my cat cloak then.
Do that. So, and you would actually know all of this now. So the world has opened up a little bit.
Yeah. And,
Hey,
and
the
a
fog of war.
reminder, I asked Rotavio to train John.
Yes,
I don't know
you
if you,
did.
I don't know. I don't know if he did or not, but I'm just giving you a reminder.
I remember that. Yes, I do remember that thing. Sorry,
shall
I am
annotate my
revealing
cat
all the
cloak.
things. Apologize, because map has not been updated in a long time.
Can we find John's ultimate weapon in the world?
No. Almost fails. I'll give him the sword.
The real true quest.
Uh-huh. John is Arthur. You just don't know it yet. No, but
No, I am not making him a sword and leaving it in a rock in the middle of a lake. No.
but there's a lake.
No.
Anyway,
Actually, no,
um,
because my sword is the hilt only. We could just stick the hilt on top of a random rock and just tell him to pull it out and while saying a magic word, and then he thinks he has a magical sword.
I mean, it is a magical sword.
It is a magical
I mean, it is a
sword.
magical
That
sword,
is
but we'd be
magical.
like, oh, you pulled it out.
Oh my goodness. Okay. All right. Sorry. So I had to get to this thing. And there's a road, and we're on a road, and it's a road.
It's a road. It's a very, very, very long road.
It's a long road that goes all the way from one side of the woods to the other. Boop a doop.
You walk
Yeah.
the long road and you wore it well.
Sorry. I apologize. DM stuff, pages and books.
How
There it
dare
is.
you.
How
Yeah,
long
I
are we
know.
traveling for?
Well, so far you traveled for about 2 hours, and you got to here from here.
Okay.
There we go. I was trying to find it.
Yeah, so you're there.
We're the
Okay.
trophy.
You're Trovic.
We're Trovic. We are all Trovic.
You are all Trovic. You could be Trovic or you could be Torch. We're being Trovic today. And as you guys kind of round the bend back into the main plains of the central Barovia area, you see in the distance, far over here, just the massive wall that surrounds Castle Ravenloft itself, and the massive gate in the distance. The hill you rested on isn't too far away, and
So where's the bone grinder from us?
Yeah.
yeah, so the split in the path is right about Mir, and there is a sign that points towards the old bone grinder at that intersection. As you all continue down the path, you get to this intersection, of course, and you see boop boop the page in the thing. Apologies. Kitty is not abandoned at all. Kitty is with a fucking Irina.
Kitty is in a better place, let's be quite frank.
Oh, that's right. Chickens with Irina.
I'm glad I could facilitate that.
Jesus Christ. Anyway.
Hey, let's have another incident, boys.
Oh my lord.
There you go.
I apologize.
Animated armor's guarding Kitty.
Kitty is dead. I don't know
Yeah,
what
well,
you're
that-
all talking about.
Oh,
Mhm.
kitties with animated armor.
Sorry. So,
Oh,
you see this split in the road, and down the road that points towards a place called the Old Bone Grinder. You see a large hill in the middle of what seems to be a swamp down the road, and perched on the hill is a dilapidated stone windmill. And even at a distance, you can see that it is degrading. You see this, and we are on to a new page, because new pages and pages.
Pages upon pages upon pages.
Pages upon pages.
That's a very small.
Yes, it's an image.
That is dark.
That's dark.
It is a
Wow,
black
it's a single dark square.
My square.
Of course
It is
it
as
is.
dark as you could get.
I love it.
Wow.
There we go.
Hey.
Oh, there you go.
No, it's not a dark square.
I mean, it still looks like a dark square to me.
He
I think I
lies.
hate you. Anyway, yeah. So you see a falling apart stone windmill on this hill down this road, and the road winds for about 10-15 minutes walk or so before you get close enough to be in range of the windmill. And I need to do another thing because DM lazy.
Ooh.
A light rain begins to fall as you all approach the windmill.
Oh, shit.
Indeed. Oh shit. Raining and stuff.
That isn't ominous in the slightest.
Not at all.
I mean, it's Barovia.
You notice sitting
point.
on the blades of the windmill itself a number of ravens, or maybe crows, seem to be gathered. Sitting.
Can I take a closer look at that? Because I have a very sneaking suspicion.
Make an investigation check. I need
Yeah.
everybody to make a perception check as you are now within.
Why am I digital dice rolling? What the fuck?
I don't
It's
know.
rolling on Roll20. Or beyond.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, I
That's what
noticed that.
mean.
Mhm,
Oh, for fuck's sake, I rolled an
Dumb.
18 and it only said 13.
mhm.
Am I making a perception check as well?
Yes.
20.
Okay. Boop. Ugh.
Jesus, it's still an 11 with a 2. I hate your numbers. Anyway, so your investigation check, what were you looking for? Or what were you looking at? I should.
I was looking at the
The crow
ravens because,
Maybe.
yeah.
The closer you inspect, they are in fact crows. They're a little bit larger.
Oh,
As
ravens are larger than crows.
Yeah.
Crows are smaller than ravens.
listen, you
Yeah.
bird people. Fine, but
Smarter.
around, swap it. You get what I
Crows are
mean.
part of the corvid family. They have an
They are
intelligence.
crows. That. Shut it. They are crows, not ravens, at a closer inspection.
Okay.
Foot in mouth DM. Perceptions. As you all approach. Oh wow. Osgood, Kelma, and Gaynor. Past the windmill, off to the distance, and you see this area. It's almost like a swampland with a few hills and mounds here and there, but it's all soaking wet terrain and mud, and just dilapidated. But this is almost like a clearing in this area, and there's a forest surrounding the farther edge of this area as well. Off in the distance, near the forest edge, you can see a number of other birds that seem to be circling the forest edge. You're not quite sure what they're circling, but you do notice that there's a gathering of about 15 to
Would
20
I
birds.
know? Would I know as somebody who hunts monsters that scavenger birds tend to circle dead bodies? That's
Hmm.
kind of like just a
That's
thing
common
that
knowledge
seems.
for most people. But
yeah.
you know that, yeah.
He would sort of take note of that then,
Mhm.
probably,
For
and be like, "That seems bad. There's probably somebody dead over there."
As you kind of look at this windmill from a distance a little closer, the onion-domed edifice, the top of it, leans forward and to one side as they're trying to turn away from the stormy gray sky. The walls themselves are made of gray brick. The windows seem heavily covered with dirt. The upper floors seem like they're almost falling apart. There's a decrepit wooden platform that circles the windmill around the second floor area. And you see that there is a small wooden door on the first floor under this wooden scaffolding. What would you like to do?
Well, I guess we need to walk up. What should
Let's
we do?
all rush headlong into danger.
I mean, you all wanted to come here. We're
Mhm.
here. What should we do now?
We need to check to see if this is where our pie-selling lady friend is.
How far away are we from it?
Good
Like
question.
a couple hundred yards.
Yeah, like a distance.
Okay.
Not close to it yet. You just see it.
I should swap over my items.
Too late. It would take an hour.
Damn it.
No, just to
Should have done
attune.
it-
You can swap
Yeah.
weapons. You just won't be attuned to them if you need to attune.
I was just gonna say I was gonna swap my thing out for Eyes the Eagle, but yeah, it would
Yeah,
take an
I
hour.
thought that was what you were on about.
Yep.
I mean, could you have done that on the ride?
In theory.
Probably coulda.
But you didn't mention it, which is the problem.
Yeah, that's the problem. That's a shame. Alright.
Yeah. You gotta say things into the world, boys and girls.
I mean, we could just move up. I mean, like, what are we doing here? Nothing.
We-
No.
You just
We
pause
need to
on
see
that.
what's going on. So
Mhm.
let's
So
go.
how about the sneaky
Towards
people go sneak?
Sure,
You count the
Yeah.
sneaky people.
I can go sneak.
Trovic, go for it.
Sure, like,
All
head
right.
first.
Going
Okay.
in.
Going in. Commando style. Trevor crawling on the ground. Sneaking.
I say we see what-
Trevic's just a very large furry brown bush.
So, who are my sneakers? Who's going up to
that'll
investigate
be-
sneakily?
I guess that'll be Brandwin and myself. Is anyone else can sneak?
I have a +2 to stealth, but not mine.
No,
Yeah, I
Alright.
have like a
no,
plus
the
five.
+2. No,
I got +5.
my stealth is +12.
Yeah, your head sneak. So you could go ahead by
Yeah.
yourself if you want.
I mean,
I've got a +6.
if
to
this
Arcana.
is where the hag is, my entire plan is to talk to the hag. So
Well, if you want to talk to the hag, and Kelma just points to the thing, go, well, let's go talk to the things.
we don't know if this is where she is. This might just be another freaky place in Barovia because it's
I
Barovia.
start walking towards the windmill and go, let's,
Yeah, let's go.
Alright, so two
I
you go
was-
and walk up?
Wait, time
Cool.
out, time out. Can I stop him real quick?
Sure. You can do whatever you
Sure.
want.
Where is it? Where is it? I have it here somewhere.
Oh, actually, can I cast Emboldening Bond on them?
You can do whatever your heart desires.
Yeah, I'll
It
do
is your
that too.
character.
Do
Do what you know you can do. Don't ask me as much if you know you can do it. You can go.
I
I'm just
hand
gonna post this there for you guys to reference.
Brandwin the Wand of Secrets and tell her when she's close to the building, she should pull this out and see if there's any traps near her.
I mean, I can just look.
Alright.
But
Fine,
if
don't take the one.
That's fine. I'm trying to help.
For anybody who wants to like reference it, I posted my stats in the chat. Just
yeah.
in case we ever need to coordinate anything.
Gotcha.
It's a wand. I don't know how to use a wand.
That's fine. Go. That's fine.
So, as you all proceed closer and closer,
D4 attack ability checks. Cool.
I need both of you to make a wisdom insight check for me.
Insight check. Okay.
yeah, okay, an insight.
God. Ugh.
Actually, no, I'm sorry. No, scratch that. I apologize.
Too late.
Fair enough.
Is this check or insight check? Or...
No, you're fine. Don't worry about it. Sorry, I read the thing wrong. I'm reading a thing this time. As you approach, there doesn't seem to be any light coming from inside this building. Obviously, the blades of the windmill aren't moving, and the crows up top seem to be squawking and making a decent amount of noise. But you all get up right near the building itself. There are a couple of windows on the first floor, a couple on the second floor, third, and a window on the fourth floor as well. I'm going to put you on a map because map.
Ooh.
Map.
I believe it's time for the map. And that
Map.
is the map, and you all are on a map, and you're not there because that's the thing, and you're here. And I'm going to leave the rest of you on this screen just so you can see it, but you're not here. It's just a thing.
I am not in fact here.
You are in fact here.
I see a black square. Oh, no, never mind. There's actually something here.
Scroll.
I should have just zoomed everybody to this area. You can see now. But yes, you come up on this building.
Neat.
And you all are about 10 feet, 15 feet or so from the door. The light, and I apologize. The first floor does not have windows. Does it have windows? Does not have windows. First floor does not have windows. I'm sorry. Second floor and above too.
That seems rather useless.
We are not there. You are not with us.
Yes.
I'm very aware. I'm talking out of character.
Cool.
Don't do that.
I look over the brand one like, so what do we want to do now?
I mean, I want to knock.
Fair enough.
Okay.
You go up,
Just
and knock on the
Walk
door.
up to the door and I pull out my quarterstaff and I just kind of rap on the door.
A moment passes, and you hear just a general shuffling. You hear an old lady's voice cry out from inside. Who's there?
Good day, lady. We're just travelers passing through, and we're wondering if you could help us with something.
Kind of creaks open the door after a moment, and as you kind of peer inside, sorry, gotta move a token and a thing, and a token and a thing, and a token and a thing. Oh, because I actually have doors and light and stuff. This is fun. Door
Gun.
opens.
The door
Inside,
explodes.
you see an old lady. Heavy-set older woman. Her face is wrinkled, and she does have a number of boils on her face. But she opens the door. She's wearing a small bonnet and older kind of burlap sack of a dress. She opens the door and, aren't you some interesting individuals? What can I do for you? What do you need help with?
Oh, I don't know if you're aware, but yesterday Valaki was attacked, and I was wondering if you would know anything about the whereabouts of some children. I don't know if you've seen something, perhaps, but the orphanage was hit, and we're trying to do our best to help.
And kind of looks at you and just... The children? I don't know anything about any children.
I'm going to do a perception. I'm going to listen as hard as I can to see if I can hear anything in that room.
Sure, make a perception check. You hear the crackle of a fire and nothing else. Seems the fire seems to be coming from somewhere inside the first floor. There's a stove of some type, from the best of your estimation, but that's all you hear. She kind of looks at you and just, I wasn't aware the town had been attacked. I was about to go there and try and sell some more of my baked goods, but I don't think that'll be happening. Kind of looks you all over. And she looks at you, Kelma. Have we met before?
I just kind of shrug. I just go, I don't know. This has met a lot of people recently.
No, I dare say I'd remember somebody blue. Yes, looked familiar.
Do I recognize her?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Easily enough. The same lady that it was.
Perhaps I can fill in the pieces. Yes, we saw you outside the orphanage when we were there before. A week ago?
It's a long week.
I was going to say it's a long week. She kind of looks over and just like, yes. When Mrs. Belasco was busy. Well, I never did manage to get back there. How's she doing?
Oh, I'm afraid she's dead.
Oh no. Well, if there were any children left to look after, who would look after them?
Well, I'm sure the church will find someone to help.
Well, I dare to hope so.
Are you sure you haven't heard anything? And we will be awfully grateful for the safe return.
She kind of looks at him, she's like, make a...
I was going to do an insight check, but
yeah, I was about to say, one of you gets to make an insight check. It's just about who makes it.
The fact she didn't even freaking
Yours.
react, just, oh no.
Okay, I'll do
I
insight.
know,
God.
Yeah, yours is far better than mine.
She's sus.
19.
So sus.
She's just as concerning as she was when you saw her at the orphanage.
Vote her out.
As she kind of looks at you all, and excuse me, I need to check on the pastries real fast. She kind of steps away from the door for a moment, but she does leave the door open as she, sorry, if I can do this, can I do this?
I kind of give Brenwyn a quick glance of like, and like a little, like a very subtle, like, no, kind of like head shake, like kind of like, this is not going well.
I'm gonna motion, like, kind of questioningly, like, do you want to go in? Like, just tilt my head and look questionably.
Alright. Is the rest of the group, like, can they see us?
That's a good question. Rest of the group, what are you all doing?
Are they all within 120 feet?
Something like that.
Alright, I can telepathy them.
Yeah, probably about 100 or so feet away from them, I'd say. They just went ahead without you.
Right. I can sort of look at them, and if they glance back at me, I can telepathy them and be like, "What's up? Do you need us?"
I don't even look over. I kind of stick my hand out behind Brenwyn's back, or just like where the group should be, and I kind of just like wave them forward, kind of like you know, like back us up.
Alright, I'll move a little bit.
Oh, if
Go
you're
up to
doing
the
that,
ceiling.
I'm gonna step inside then.
Yeah, and I'm
Just
like
sort of
right,
here.
yeah, like I'm like right behind you, like within like 6 inches behind you, like I'm just kind of looking around. Like
Yeah.
you're playing it safe. I'm looking everywhere.
Yeah, because I'm suspecting foul.
So, fair enough.
Yeah.
Foul
So,
play.
as you step into this room, the ground floor of this windmill seems to have been converted into a makeshift kitchen of some sort. The room itself is extremely filthy. In the corner, you see a number of baskets and old dishware that seems to be piled up over the place. adding to all the clutter is a familiar-looking peddler's cart. In the other corner is a small chicken coop and a heavy wooden trunk. And there's a very beautiful little wooden cabinet with a bunch of flowers painted on its doors in the corner of the room. In addition to the sound of chickens once you enter the room, you hear the croaking of a number of toads. And the smell of pastries immediately hits your nose as it blends horribly with stench of some sort that just burns your nostrils. It's an acrid smell that seems to be coming from an open, upright barrel in the center of the room. The brick oven in the corner against the wall, emitting heat as something seems to be cooking. And there's a crumbling staircase that ascends the wall across from the oven.
So that smell, is it like rotten fruit, rotting meat?
It
Blood?
is... Make a Arcana check.
Oh God.
That's an interesting check.
See, if I was here, I'd have a +6 to that.
That's
Yeah, it could be alright.
not bad.
That's not bad. 17.
Not that bad.
It's some substance that you're not fully familiar what it is. It looks thick. It's almost like a greenish black color, even though this room is kind of dimly lit by the oven being the only thing. It's a greenish black liquid that's in this barrel in the center. And it seems to glisten slightly in the light.
Oh fuck. Okay.
Sounds really gross. All right.
Wonderful.
And if you all will give me one moment, I need to check on dogs. So give me 5 minutes.
sure.
I'm sorry, guys.
Checking the dogs.
Children are birds now. Oh no.
I don't think they're birds.
Nope.
I think they're toads.
Yeah.
Or worse.
Also, that cabinet with the nice cabinet that
Oh, yeah.
sticks out like a sore thumb.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It reminds me a lot of a certain thing, and I don't like it.
Yeah.
Have you actually heard this story of Hansel and Gretel? 'Cause
Yeah. Well, that's basically what they
this
are.
is, yeah.
This is yeah.
This is Hansel and Gretel.
This is
Yep.
literally Hansel and Gretel.
Without the nice ending.
Yeah.
Was there actually a nice ending? Because in the one that I remember, they all just got eaten. They
No.
didn't escape.
No.
They killed the witch.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm thinking of like a.
They
Old-
threw her in the end. I think in the end they
They
threw
cooked
her.
the witch.
They cooked the witch. They threw her in the
Yeah.
oven.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm thinking of like a Mother Grimm story, one of the old
No,
ones.
a lot of the Grimm
Yeah,
stories
no,
end badly.
Even the Brothers Grimm one it's actually a semi nice ending.
Yeah,
Huh.
the witch got hers, but it was supposed to be a tale of just like say
Yeah.
no to strangers.
Yeah. Don't be an idiot.
The original Stranger Danger.
Yeah, it was original.
Yeah,
it
pretty
was
much,
the original. Don't go in the van for candy.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking of another mythology then, or something. Because I don't know. There's just like that in the back of my head. I just distinctly remember.
Well, no,
something
because
like
most
that
Grimm
existed.
fairy tales, the real
Sorry,
ones, end
guys.
up bad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Thank
So,
you
like,
for waiting.
how
I do
Little
apologize. I am
Mermaid
so
is,
sorry about that, children.
Yeah.
They are so much fun. The dogs were yelping, and I thought the dog had gotten stuck in the fence again. And turns
Oh,
out
no.
the kids are just playing with the dogs, and that's happy yelping, and not I'm stuck in a fence and can't breathe yelping.
Oh, gotcha.
Oh.
But since 2 days ago it happened where the dog was stuck and couldn't breathe, figured I'd go and check and make sure I didn't have to save it up. Anyway, back to the creepy fun of this windmill. As she's checking the oven, seems to be the source of the pleasant smell is the pastries that are in the oven that she's checking out.
If nothing else, she's a decent baker.
Wow.
Okay. Anyway. You're cooking. more for your cart. Perhaps we could potentially buy some for the road. What sort of meat is in your pies? What's the special for the day? MTC is muted. Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay.
He
Run
breaks
that
in
by
and
me.
snaps the word into the bag stack.
I apologize. Run that whole thing by me again. I had to step away as soon as I hit the mute button again. This sucks.
I didn't see the mute button go, so I was just
Yeah.
talking.
I apologize.
Yeah. she just asked like what the
Bruh.
special of the day was.
I
Back
basically
to
was.
she pulled the pastries out of the thing. That's why. Had to
Yeah,
get
I was asking her about the pies
Ah,
because I was like, oh, perhaps we could take some for the road. What sort of meat is in your pies? What's the special?
she kind of looks over. It's a few different meats. It's a mince pie from some of the creatures in the forest. They are
A family
delicious.
recipe.
Ah. Been in the family for generations. Yes.
Mm.
And she
Best
kind of looks
food.
at them and looks back over. She's like, they seem to take the edge off for a lot of the villagers in Barovia, Valaki, and even in Kresk when I can make it out that way.
Oh, I wouldn't go near Krasker at the moment either, just so you were aware.
Mm.
Wouldn't want you to make the journey for nothing.
I'll keep that in mind. Dare not to ask too many questions. And she pulls out the now finished set of pies and sets them on the table to cool.
Has everyone got near us yet?
They are
Wait,
getting
what's the other
closer.
group?
I was about to say y'all are. Are you moving closer? People outside?
I mean, if we saw the signal, then yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. But like, how close do you go?
Because I'm picturing that Branwen's in the thing, but I'm like leaning on the
Yeah, no, you're
actual
leaning
door.
on the frame.
I'm
I'd
on,
say.
I'm on
like
the door.
loitering by the door.
Mhm.
Okay, because I'm like standing like in, so make sure the door doesn't slam closed or something.
I mean, I want to get like nice, like right up in here.
I'd probably want to get like 20 feet away.
So you said that it was from some local animals. Do you hunt yourself, or do you get one of the hunters from Valaki?
Some of the local wolf hunters, they provide most of the meats.
I see you wouldn't know the woods nearby too well then.
The woods around my home, I know them.
Oh, perhaps you could help us then, with some questions about that. We have our suspicions of a potential lead for where the children may be.
Alright, the children.
I do
Yeah.
another glance around the room, ceiling, everything to see if I see anything that looks out of place or weird.
I mean, there's a number of things that look out of place. Some strange herbs that are hanging from one of the cabinets. A small, 3 small labeled elixirs on a shelf. 3 different colors, 1 pink, 1 blue, and 1 green. There's a tiny wood trunk that has tiny holes bored into the top of it. And that seems to be the source of the croaking from the toads. And you've got the staircase, but nothing crazy. I mean, strange. Do you don't notice any secret things from where you're at?
Like, what about that cabinet? Is anything the nice cabinet?
Just a pretty basic looking wooden cabinet. It seems to have like white flowers painted on it with like purple centers to the flowers, like some kid painted on it or somebody had painted it at one point. But Looks like it's old. Looks like it's been there a while.
I pipe up and I just go. I mean, is there a lot of frogs in that cabinet?
It sounds like a lot, yeah.
Gotcha. I just got to go.
It's like a treasure chest box that has a number of croaking frogs in it.
Do you put frog meat? 'Cause I hear lots of frogs.
And look, she's like, sometimes for the flavor. I fancy myself frog legs from time to time, though. But it's just the right amount of frog. You're gonna... Too much and it doesn't work.
Well, the town just, like we said, had a tragedy. How about if I give you some gold and I could take all those frogs off your hand? Looks like you could use money, but you know, that's why you sell those pies. Take the frogs off your hand.
How much are you willing to pay for Toad?
I mean, they're just toads. How many do you have in there?
They're very rare toads, hard to find around this place. Charge you a gold piece of toad. There's 50 toads.
Bro.
I know that's. I kind of look at Branwen, kind of like if she's, like, see if she kind of gets what I'm putting down, asking for the toads.
I mean, I know what you're asking for, but I also know that that's dumb. Because that's not gonna do much. Damn it. I don't know how to proceed.
So I'm
now.
nice and close to the building now.
Yeah,
right?
you're getting close. Mm-hmm.
Am I like on the building? Like,
Yeah, I'd say you're up at the building if you want.
Okay. So then, silently to myself, I cast Detect Magic to see what's going on in their magic.
Okay. There's some magic.
Like your fucking words, magic man.
Like, can I sense like everything in this building?
1, 2,
But shit, that's.
how tall is the building? That's the question.
30 feet up, 30 feet across, bro.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to see how tall the building is.
Yeah, be able to get at least a couple of floors.
Building. It's a decent sized windmill. Each floor is about 8 feet tall. So yeah, I'd say yeah, you see the entire building. Windmill, top to bottom. You sense a magic. All the magic. Cheap jewelry. No magic. Interesting.
Interesting.
You sense magic things on the 3rd floor and the 1st floor where they are at. It would appear to be some potion-y vials of some sort and a general source of magic in the center of the room, and on the 3rd floor is somewhere up there. There is an item.
Okay, so I don't sense like any like illusionary magic going on.
No.
Okay.
It's an old dilapidated windmill that's leaning to the side. She kind of looks at your offer and 1 gold a toad. Take your leave.
I look over at Brandon, like, what next?
And she kind of looks at you. She's like, "Would you care for a pie? They're always best when they're fresh."
Damn it. Conversation's going differently than I wanted. Fuck. How am I gonna...
Just shoot the lady out of nowhere.
No, I'm trying to do this without us nearly dying because we have a vampire to deal with in the same friggin' day.
Yeah.
Busy day.
Mhm.
It's just a Tuesday for you guys, but no.
I just look over at Branwen like what, like kind of like, what do you want to do?
Okay, alright. I've had it. Talking random the subject is not doing anything. Okay, let's cut the act. Either you are a hag or you know a hag.
Camel's eyebrow
We're
just
looking
goes
for a
like really
deal.
high right now. Like really?
We're looking to make a deal in return for the safe return of the children.
I immediately start waving the rest of the group as close as possible.
She kind of looks at you and like, it's not nice to call people names, dear, but
Please forgive me if that is
it's
incorrect.
all
But
right.
if you would like to call me if you would like me to use a more proper term, I will happily do so.
It's just a bit degrading, that's all. So you want children? You mentioned deals, so clearly you speak my language.
Not just any children, the ones that were taken from Valaki. I know there was a hag involved. Whether it was you or a sister, I am not sure.
She kind of looks it over and just. People generally give me their children. I don't have to go and take them.
Then who gave you these?
The children I have are payment for these pies. They're mine. And they'll stay that way.
So it wasn't you and Valaki.
It was not me in Valaki.
Might you have an idea of whom?
Let me think. She kind of wanders around the room. She kind of steps over to here. Would you excuse me a moment?
I take about 30, about 50 Electrum, and I just kind of put it. I guess there's like a table next to me. I just put it on the table. Just like I just kind of like slowly rip the coins down onto the table, kind of like hey, I could give you something.
Just give me a moment. I'll be back. And she kind of cuts up the steps and disappears to the second floor.
I don't know if this is going to go well.
Branwen,
Yes.
make a perception check. With advantage because Kilma would be the assistant and y'all are talking in the same room.
Yeah, and I've been like just still scanning this entire time. Oh wow.
Fair enough, it was meant to be. You notice as you're looking around this room more and more, you notice you kind of peer around. Are you investigating the room or just looking from the edge? I assume you're staying where you are probably. But
Yeah, I'm staying where I am. I don't want to get into this. I suspect things would get hairy.
As you look around, you notice that the chicken coop contains 3 chickens and a rooster and a couple of eggs. The chest Kelma was talking about is still over in the corner, obviously. And then, what else? Oh, you notice The floor, the flagstone floor, seems to be littered with a number of what you quickly notice to be shards and bits of human bone.
I figured as much.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I'm saying nothing. I am not looking to make an enemy right now.
Mm-hmm.
Hags
Okay.
can be dealt with, reasoned with.
Mm-hmm.
Reasoned with, you say?
Things cost.
Fair.
Although MTC, I do have a passive perception of 19.
I'm aware.
Cool. If there's shit going on
Holy
upstairs.
shit.
I'm aware.
19. Jeez.
I think I
Yes.
only have 12.
As you're standing there looking around and passively percepting, you can make out what appears to be a conversation coming from upstairs. Seems to be between the voice you're familiar with and what sounds to be two other female voices.
When shall we three meet again? Oh, great.
Oh,
Here you go.
no. Time to crown a king, eh?
Hmm.
As she descends back down the stairs once more, seems you may be in luck. Seems one of my daughters has a bit more information than I do on the situation in Valaki.
Well,
She could give you the information. What would you offer as payment?
The blood of an Englishman.
What have I got? What have I got? Oh, do I have that? Do I have that? Oh, did I use it? Oh, I've used it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
I take Kamal pulls out like a small, because I have like 6 random gemstones.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-mm.
No.
Mm-mm. That's not.
There she kind of looks down at the table and just...
I
deal an electrum. That'll be enough for the toads. If you still want them. She didn't even step over to count it. She just eyed it.
I pull 2 of my sprigs of Delrian.
Mm-hmm.
Rare herbs. Found very difficult to find.
She kind of like walks up and reaches out her grubby little hand and kind of grabs and inspects. And looks over or attempts to grab at your herbs. And
I'm gonna let her
Yeah.
see what it is. I'm not gonna let her take it from me.
Right. Okay. It's a very nice plant. I don't know if it's worth the information she has. I need to do a thing.
I pull out. I pull out a crystal ball.
Mm-hmm.
And I go. You do mage stuff, right? Will this do anything for you?
She kind of looks at the crystal ball, takes it, and it's good condition. No cracks. She's gonna like thinks for a second. Shouts out, Bella! And behind you, Branwyn.
Oh.
Another female appears.
Mhm.
She is wearing similar garb. She's younger, wearing silk shawls, and her gown itself seems to be made of leather at first, and then as you kind of look at it, you realize it's not leather, it's
Mhm.
stitched flesh.
Yeah, I barely even
Yeah.
blink and turn. I'm just
Yeah,
like,
she kind of like appears beside you and just. You always shortchange us, Morgantha, I swear. Yeah. I knew about the thing in Valaki, but seems I was too late. By the time I had gotten there, everything had already been taken. It was those damn werewolves.
Well, looks like we got our answer. Which means, when I kind of look at Brandon and go, maybe where we're going.
Probably not. But must thank you both for your time, and perhaps I will take one of those pies for the road. I will.
Take a couple, dear. They're on the house.
I will leave a couple of gold anyway on the side.
So fucking sinister.
What are you all doing?
I just back him only a little bit just to let Branwyn
I
walk
take
by.
the pies. Yeah.
And I close the door.
Yeah, I'm just keeping back.
You hear a short bit of conversation from the other side of the door before that stops, and silence once again from inside of the building.
Well, at least we know what's going on.
Let's carry on before we say anything.
As Esmeralda's kind of snuck up with the group, and I forgot to put her in here.
It's fine.
Where's she at? There she is. She has a token. She does. I swear she does. Important characters. No, she's not there. PCs? There she is. She's in one of these categories. NPCs? There she is. Esmeralda. Oh, she's super big. She's super big. Oh, well. I don't
She's
care.
the size of a building.
She is. It's great.
Super Esmeralda. She drank that potion.
Jesus Christ.
Giant Esmeralda. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
She's like 10 feet tall.
Oh, no, she's bigger.
Oh no.
She's growing, not shrinking.
She slowly consumes the windmill.
As you all kind of exit, she looks at you and just like, well, were they hags?
That's carrying our way. I give her a smile like, let's go.
Let's make distance before we talk.
As you all begin to walk away, Esmeralda kind of walks over to Osgood. You got any of that oil?
I do.
Oh, fuck.
Why? I don't have any particular need to burn a place down until they do something that would kill us. For now, we should keep an eye on it, at least report it to everyone else, and then decide what to do.
Wise to leave a coven of hags alive.
Do you really think we could take them alone?
Okay.
More
It's best to
concerned that we're
plan.
dealing with them.
Aye. It's best to plan before we deal with anything. For now, let's walk, and then we'll see what to do.
She kind of sticks with the rest of the group. Okay.
Right.
Are we far enough away from the tower now?
Yeah, I'd say you're in distance where you feel far enough away.
I just kind of say to Brenway, like, well, at least know who the main culprit is.
Yes.
Well, and all it cost was a crystal ball with no magic.
And a couple of herbs that I could probably have used down the road, but...
Unfortunate.
You see behind you as you all have walked off that the mill begins to turn.
It's not pleasant, but alright.
Okay.
And you continue on down the road, back to the split intersection.
So, werewolves have the children. And yes, that is a coven and not just one hag. So no, dealing with hag right now is a bad idea.
Let's wait until we could possibly get Valaki on our side and we could just take care of them in a group with backup.
Let's see, because you would have gone up the road to the thing. Would you see the thing? And you were there in your position. No, you wouldn't have seen what the birds on the forest line were dealing with. Okay. Alright.
I would have mentioned as much, but I wouldn't have actually gone for it.
Right. Unless anybody else had anything to go that way.
Too many things. No.
I'm aware.
I mean, he did mention it, so if
Yeah.
if anyone's bringing it up again, no.
Yeah. And I kind of glance over.
Died.
Yeah, and Kilma glances over to Esmeralda, kind of like when he says like come back later to take care of him. I kind of give her like a knowing glance of like, I understand, like we're gonna take care of him, not like I'm like basically I'm on the same page as her. Like they need to die.
For sure. Trying to think. You know what? I'll give it to you. Oh no, my entire virtual tabletop is dead again. Did Roll20 shit to bed again? Really? Come on now, don't do this to me. Sorry. Once this loads back up, we'll be good. Actually, we're getting close to 5 o'clock. We could take a 10-minute. Go to commercial. Or not commercial, but you know what I mean.
We just start playing actual fucking ads.
Hey, you know, one day. We could
I
go
I
to
mean,
the-
it's Twitch.
Hag pies, the best pies in town.
Do you
I'd
crave
say you
human
got
flesh?
3 or 4 pies. If you want 3 or 4 pies. Why is this whole thing not working? Did Roll20 just totally shit
I
the brick?
mean, I'm literally
Is anybody
half
else's
animal.
Roll20 working, or is it just my thing? That's
I mean,
Mine's fine.
Mine's working fine.
Here, I'll roll.
Are you a hag? Do you miss home? Do you miss the taste of human flesh? Well, have we got the product for you?
Here, I'll roll a dart to make sure everything.
Oh, I
everything seems to
gotta
be-
have my page load up first. That's the
Oh,
problem.
okay, gotcha.
Okay,
But no, it
loading.
popped up on my side.
We playing lawn
Right.
darts? Let's play some lawn darts.
No,
Oh,
it
you
was
just
small
start
darts.
playing
for
lawn
sure.
darts on the
You rolled something, Coma?
Yeah. Oh, wait a
Oh,
second.
there it
Then
is.
well, no, it just did it again. It did it once on my side, and then it just did it again automatically.
Yeah, because the entire thing's going to hell. Which is fine.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're back. Yep. And so you all are outside the bone grinder on the path, on the way to the split back in the road. And alright. So I need to roll a thing.
I'm very tempted to create a Rod Serling parody of like the hags with the pies, just giving like a full rundown Twilight Zone style.
Okay. Alright. So you
Well,
all
that's
make it
interesting.
back to the intersection. What's that?
Just the picture.
Yeah, we're just like on the art.
You're on
Our
art.
art.
We are art.
Art.
Alright, so we made it back
Oh,
to the
look at that art.
intersection. Huzzah.
There you go.
God,
You're
am
on
I
art.
the only one who's reminded of Chowder?
I don't know.
Oh, I get what you're saying. Yeah, okay.
Mhm. Yeah, what's going on the chart?
Rada, baby, rada.
Rada. Yes.
Confused, but carry on.
Me too.
Okay. So back to Barovia. And the maps of less evil sounding music. Maybe. There we go. The rain does get heavier as you leave the windmill. And oh no, I need to do another thing. So many things I have to do. All the DM
Do all
things.
the things.
I know, right? So many DM shits. It's so great. That thing and that thing and what is that? What is that? What is that? Okay, sorry. Oh yes.
Oh,
Mm-mm.
okay.
Oh
you
no.
can see that.
Or-
That's nice.
For description only.
That's fine.
Uh-huh.
You would think that
Yeah,
would be
have
on
you
the
ever heard of
DM
the spell
layer.
Scry?
Yeah, you would
That
think
definitely
so.
should be on the DM layer, but I mean,
Yeah.
what you scrying for there, bro?
I was looking at the conditions of scrying.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Gotcha.
I was trying to get the text up.
Kevin
but
just starts
that was
scrying
the
on
only way
us.
I could whisper it. And I didn't whisper, obviously. So,
Wonderful.
We just all start talking about how wonderful the hags were.
Yeah. Also, I like how the components happens to say crystal ball, the one that I just gave.
Oh my god.
Mhm.
Yeah, but the thing is, mine's non-magical. I basically gave him
Doesn't
a glass
matter.
ball.
Doesn't matter. It's a crystal ball
Magic
worth
crystal
a certain
ball.
amount. Yep.
Oh.
You can make it
all made of
magical.
crystal. Yeah, so I was saying you got to get to about that intersection.
We just gave them a lot more power.
mm,
Oh no.
Not necessarily. They probably have multiple crystal balls.
Yeah, they
probably
were
do.
probably feeling that for.
No, this is something else, but that's fine. Okay. All right. So
Oh,
you
it's
get
strong.
back to the intersection in the center, looking back over the bone grinder that is now actively turning slowly as the mill is churning. You are back in the foothills, very close to your old campsite, which is annotated by that yellow box, I believe.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
Um,
When we got attacked by scarecrows.
no, this was the one where the vial of blood,
Oh.
Ah.
the delivery of the vial of blood.
Gaga.
Oh. That's
That's
very close to the bone grinder.
Oh.
Huh. Huh.
You literally walked sideways from it.
And that was
Yes.
only like a week ago.
Jesus Christ, how is that short a time?
I know.
Oh no. How many months has it been since we started this game?
A lot.
A lot.
And in-game time has only been like, what, 2.5 weeks?
3 weeks going on, yeah.
3 weeks.
If that.
Hey, look, we're operating on actual like demi-plane randomness time.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
exactly.
Nobody knows when what is. It's not about what time it is, it's how time it is.
What day is it?
How time?
How time. But with that,
Anyway.
I say we take our intermission right now, and we'll come back to
Tuesday.
it.
So take our 10-minute here.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. All right, everybody. Thanks everyone for in the chat. Give us about 10 minutes for us to stretch our legs before the second half comes through. You'll see the great timer and everything pop up. Really appreciate all the support that you guys have been giving for this, and we'll see you guys in about 10 minutes. All right, bye. Welcome everybody to the second half of session 32 of Curse of Strahd. Now, throwing it to you, MTC.
All right. So, back on the Old Svellich Road, you all continue pressing forward, satisfied with your knowledge from these apparent hags who were still in woman form in the old windmill. But you got the information you needed, you made your barter, and you proceeded further along your way until you come across the large stone and wooden gates and the massive wall that encompasses the proper Barovia. And the two statues stand silently, as they always have, hands out in your direction as you approach. And as you approach, the heavy doors creak open in your direction and come to a stop with about a 10-foot gap in between them for your party to pass through. As you continue
Gotta love
pass
creaky gates.
through the gates once again, once you get about 15 to 20 feet past them, they creak shut behind you and clasp shut with a loud thud.
Yep.
And you are back
Creepy.
in Barovia. As you guys continue
You've gotten significantly stronger since your last year.
down the path, you have. You notice immediately prevalent on this side of the gate, the trees are much closer to the roadway. They almost seem to be choking the roadway and choking the life out of the road itself. The canopy thickens above you as you walk just generally into the area, and any portion of happiness seems to be sucked out of the air of this area. You are here, past the broken gate. And as you continue down this still familiar rocky mountain path, you come to an intersection. One road leading down into the valley towards the stone bridge, the waterfall, the way you came originally. And the other path seems to lead up the mountain and into the hills, presumably towards the castle.
Out of the
Give me
kettle, into the
1
pitch.
second.
While that's going on and we're like kind of just writing, I want to reattune to my monk raps.
Absolutely. And you all continue writing. You are at the intersection-ish. And interesting. Sorry, I apologize. Fun stuff. I'm looking for a song and I can't find it now. Of course I can't. Why would that ever work? There we go. As you all get to the intersection of the split in the road, you look towards the path that goes up into the mountain, presumably towards the castle. And down that road you see a black carriage
Great.
being drawn by two black horses
Coming towards us.
sitting in the middle of the road.
It's just in the middle of the road.
A little off to the side, but seemingly waiting for you all.
They really want us, don't they?
Yep.
I mean,
As you approach, even on horseback, the door to the carriage opens by itself, and a small stand folds out to step up into the carriage. as the horses just sit there. No driver. Just a
I
black
glance
carriage
back
with
at the
green
group.
Emma's just kind of like leans on his horse a bit. He's like, "We're riding horses. Why?"
We could just leave them here for now.
Yeah,
Well, we could probably hitch
why?
the horses to the carriage.
I get our feelings. These horses are faster.
Yeah. I
We'll be dragging our
Well.
horses behind the carriage.
Well,
that'd be hilarious.
Yes.
Don't you give me ideas.
well, I don't know. You can do as you please, but I think it would be quite impolite to not get in the carriage, considering what happened the last time.
I just kind of shrink slightly lower in my horse.
I'm like, you would think they wouldn't give us a carriage since what happened last time.
Indeed.
And I look
I
at
am-
Osgood. I go, it's like, how do you know about that?
Let's just get in the carriage. She slowly makes his way on board.
Yeah.
So,
Leaving the
Alright.
horses with Essie.
Hmm.
Who I
Okay.
am now not happy that this carriage is here because things are known. Things are known.
So, as you leave the horses with Esmeralda, is everybody getting in the carriage?
I'll
Yeah,
jump
don't
on
see why
top of
not.
the carriage.
Okay.
I'm not getting in the carriage. I'm just going to sit on top of it.
Okay.
I quickly inspect the carriage for my rope.
Inspect the carriage.
Is it the same carriage?
Funnily enough, as you climb inside the carriage, you see sitting on one of the seats a coiled up strand of
Motherfucker.
broken rope.
I collect my rope.
Oh my god.
Mm-hmm. One
What if I
rope.
just do this again? No.
You know, that would be hilarious deja vu, but I
I'm
feel
so
like
excited.
one rope. I
Yes.
remember that. Okay. All right.
My god.
So, as you all get into the carriage.
Oh, I'm on top of the carriage.
You're
I
on
wasn't
top
in,
of the carriage.
I
yes,
wasn't. I
know.
was never in the carriage the first time, so I'm going to be on
I
top
know.
of the carriage.
Yeah, you're on top of the carriage. That's fine. As you all board the carriage and leave Esmeralda behind with the cat cloak and all, and the multiple of horses. The door shuts behind the last of you in once Kelma settled on top, and without being steered or trained or driven, the horses begin off and begin to make their way at a extremely fast pace up through the winding mountains.
Strahd is petty as fuck and I love it.
Petty? This is courteous.
Yeah.
I mean,
Kalma's just kind of like looking around to see if he sees anything else following them as they ride in this.
Make a perception check for me. As you all dart across the hills at a breakneck pace. Like your horses were
Nope,
fast.
don't see shit.
Going ridiculously faster than that. And if I've done this right, you all should see a really cool move.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah,
Are we
I've
all
got-
doing perception?
No,
I did.
it was
I
Kelma,
looked
she's
around,
on
but I didn't
top.
see.
I was about to
Huh.
say y'all are inside, so it's kind
Yeah.
of moot
Gotcha.
point at that point. Carriage moves smoothly. Doesn't seem to be anything around you that you can see. Obviously, you're not looking very hard, but in a matter of time, probably another hour and a half or so. after winding through the forest and the crag mountains, the road takes a sharp to the east, and the startling presence of the massive Castle Ravenloft now towers before you. Out the windows of the carriage, you can see it, but Kelma, you get a full view of this on the top. This is a giant beast of a castle. And as you all get to the end of this road, per se, the carriage comes to a dead stop before twin turrets of stone, broken from years of exposure. Beyond the two guard towers is the precipice of a 50-foot wide chasm that disappears into the depths and it just drops off. So basically, you are at the edge of this on a horsey or on a carriage. In front of you, there is a lower drawbridge that is made of old, short-up wooden beams, and it stretches the chasm. The chains reach to the heavens, but they also creak in the wind. Atop the high walls, stone gargoyles stare at the carriage from their hollow eyes and grin sinisterly. A large rotting wood gate hangs above an entrance tunnel on the far side of the drawbridge, and large main gate doors are swung halfway open in front of you. The carriage proceeds forward slowly across the drawbridge, creaking under the weight, but nothing breaks or bends or shifts as Is this the map I need? So many maps. All the maps.
Okay.
Oh, this is the map I need, and y'all aren't the right size. And that would be an issue. Sorry. DM stuff. I'm gonna put y'all on the map before I make you size.
Mm-hmm.
That would make good sense. And Irina's not with you, and Ezzy's not with you, and you're all that's with you. And I don't have a good carriage, so. Cool. Ooh, that's a fun little thing about that bridge. Is it relevant now? Excellent. So, oh, that's a lot of Ravenloft bullshit. Excellent. Okay. All right. Here we go. So, I don't like this view either. I'm not going to use that one. I'm going to use this one.
While we're in the carriage, can I
Yes.
attempt to conceal my dagger of doom warding?
Absolutely.
Can I also attempt to conceal my battle axe of lightning?
No! What? Jeez.
With extreme disadvantage, please.
I'm 99% sure I would have left my symbol of Ravenkind with Essie before we took the carriage.
We
No.
legit said you were leaving that behind with Irina.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I would have done that.
Yeah, we did already say that. Everything got left.
Jeez.
All right.
No.
Don't do that to me.
All right.
Oh no, my entire Roll20 is going to port. Here we go. I'm gonna put y'all
Yeah,
here.
we
because
just-
that's where you're
I
at.
just outright ignore Nim and just give it to like Irina or fucking like the nobleman.
Oh my lord, this whole thing is dying. Fun stuff.
Nolan becomes the lord of an army of vampires.
Wow, I'm losing my mind. Yes. So as you all are riding across the drawbridge through these large, massive towers, and everybody knows what Ravenloft looks like, so I don't need to do a thing. I can share that map, but that doesn't do us any favors. Where's my player tab? Here we go. You all get to come to the fun zone. We call it a fungeon.
I'm fungin.
All I know is that there's 2 Trovics.
Where are 2 Trovics?
I only see one trophy.
I only see one Trivik.
How
Oh,
about now?
Yeah.
Oh, now there's Trovics.
There. Now there's one.
There was a
There can
Trovic
be
in the
only
castle.
one Trovic. Yes.
yay, testing.
I mean, we could use an extra Trovic.
all the fun stuff. So as the carriage pulls into this front courtyard, I'm going to use Kalma as the point, but you all are basically in the carriage at this point. Kalma, you feel a thick, cold fog that is overcoming this courtyard. The sky has progressively begun to open up more and more, and cracks of lightning begin to jet out from the sky.
I make my scarf around my neck a little bit more snug.
Absolutely, you do. I got you. And I apologize. I've been doing this for so long, and I'm still unprepared. Isn't that a shame? Weather. That's just the thunder crash. That's not the storm. Where is the weather? Grr. Sorry. What? That's awful. I'm so sorry. Okay. So, wow, courtyard. So, the entrance door, right mirror, is open.
Are we supposed to see things?
You are supposed to see things.
Okay.
You're not seeing things.
I am not seeing things.
Trivik has no sight. Trivik has no dark vision.
Sight. You're right.
Oh,
Trevor
yeah.
has
Is
no
it dark?
It should be dark.
Why
Oh
so
Christ, that's a big map.
Your token has no vision. That's why you see nothing. You still
That's a
see
very
nothing,
large map.
but that should not be the case.
Yep.
Fixing
It's
the map.
the castle.
Castle entrance. We're
Someone
sitting there
tells me
big...
this is a castle, guys.
Alright, I'm just gonna have the shield guardian carry me because he has dark sight apparently.
Hang on, hang on. Has the shield guardian view?
Yeah. I would assume so. He didn't get left behind. I'm giving you vision. I'm just trying to deal with
I'm just
it.
thinking the shield guardian has been like running behind the carriage the entire time.
Peasants coming.
We just gotten so used to the giants. Like, how did we sneak up to the windmill, the shield guardian? Because it would
There we go. That looks wrong, but it's okay.
Oh my god.
Actually, that is wrong. I'm gonna fix that. I'm sorry. Fixing. Here we go. Poop. And then fixing. And turning that off.
Yeah, I can't see jack shit.
I'm working on it. Calm your shits.
Uh-huh.
The settings thing. That's what I was dealing with earlier, and it was a problem. And I think I deleted the wrong one. So.
Oh no, I think I just don't have blind vision or dark vision.
Yes, but I'm working on that.
Yeah, you are a human.
Yeah.
Well, no, you're not, but
I'm very explicitly not human, but
you're human adjacent.
close enough.
Oh my goodness gracious. Did we mess up the whole thing?
And what happens if a human decides he doesn't want to be a human anymore?
What do you mean?
I think I messed up the whole thing. I'm sorry, guys. Bad job.
That's not good.
Alright, if I do this, can everybody see? We'll just phone it in, and I'm sorry. It's not going to be
Do what?
as quick as it is. I'm doing it. Calm down. So,
Yeah,
Yeah,
I can see.
everybody can see. Good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And that's what we're going
All
to
the
do.
creepy.
I don't know what you. Perfect. Okay. So, Apologies. Yeah. So you come into this main courtyard, and the front gate is the carriage basically pulls up to about here or so, and then the horses pull to the side and just stop, and the gate or the door swings open, and the little footstool rolls out by itself. And you do see the front door of the castle wide open.
I use drinking potion before I step out of carriage.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a tincture of reconstruction. I get up from sitting cross-legged in the middle of the carriage floor.
So what now?
Headcanon wise, I'm kind of thinking that Osgood's just refusing to play by the rules. Even if he got in the carriage, he's just sitting cross-legged on the floor. the
Cool, so you're
entire
sitting
time.
on everyone's feet. Wonderful.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
something
I don't
tells
really
me.
have feet, but
You know
Yeah.
what I mean.
Yeah.
Just sat leaned against the
Stubborn
wall.
as good being stubborn.
Yeah, pretty much.
Cool, so everyone's got dead legs.
Everybody gets disadvantage on movements. Thanks, Osgood.
Oh no.
Yep. So you have this massive castle of towering spires that shoot hundreds and hundreds of feet into the air on both sides in front of you. Door wide open. You also have the courtyard that you could inspect around, and you can see through some of the higher windows and things like that. But it's just towers and crenelling and things like that. You were able to hide your Doom Warding dagger.
Cool.
At the time, and not being in a rush to do so. Yes.
and the
Oh,
battle
actually, I have something
It's
interesting.
a battle axe. Are you putting a sheet over yourself? Like, what are you doing to hide a battle axe? That's the question.
A boo.
I'm a Minotaur
What's this new
ghost. Like, I don't know if that works, big guy. I mean, you can attempt to hide your battle axe. Make a sleight of hand check for me.
Yeah. Okay.
Sure. Let's see how well
Please
you
roll a
can.
natural 20. Please roll
Nat
a
20.
natural
Boom.
Of course, if you hide it shitty.
No.
Yeah, it's yeah. Nah. It's a battle axe, bro.
Can I,
Can you?
when making an intelligence history check to recall
Yes,
information
can
about a
you?
darker past surrounding an object I am touching or a location I am present in? Okay, when recalling information. Okay, never mind.
I just make a. I mean, the carriage is already stopped and everyone's getting out, right?
Yes.
Mhm.
Everybody is being shuffled out.
All right. I just kind of, get up and do a quick front flip off the carriage, walk up front.
Can I?
Yeah,
Can I
let's go.
use from psychometry? Out of
What now?
curiosity,
Oh,
Say what?
I just kind of want to see if there's anything particularly notable about this place other than the fact it's Castle Ravenloft. I want to know if there's
No,
anything.
it's
I want to know if this place is older than Strahd. Is the key thing here. I want to know if it's basically been here before Strahd ever got here.
Yes, you're aware it's been here before, Strahd.
Which makes it kind of interesting because it means there's been multiple rulers living here.
but okay. I'm saying nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Shall we?
We shall. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I look over to Branwyn. I go, "This is your world. You wanted to do the talking? Knock on the door, I guess."
The door is open.
The first door is open.
Oh, the door is open? Okay, I didn't know the gate was still closed. I didn't know the gate was closed.
It doesn't. Yeah. I mean, I'm just gonna tentatively walk in.
I'm just following Branwyn.
Yep,
She's the one who says she can talk her way out of anything.
Give
So.
me 1 second.
Let's just hope and pray that Strahd doesn't beat the shit out of us.
I'm putting on all of the regal airs and shit that I can muster.
Muster away.
I'm just gonna act like a bodyguard. Like, I don't give a shit.
That's not the sound.
Before walking in, Kemba just kind of looks at the door, looks at the castle, and he's just like, full of himself. Step inside.
Where's my shieldy boy at?
It is really cool music. I'm really enjoying this music.
Shieldy boy.
This is older than Strahd, mate. A lot of
Hey!
people
Yeah, there's Shieldy Boy.
Sorry, it's a thing. I'm gonna remember.
Yeah, that's fine. He'll bring up
Go
the
on.
Get in there.
Choir music.
This is awesome.
Why are you gonna pull this shit with me, man? This is Dark Souls boss.
As you step into this first chamber, once you get about 10 feet inside the double doors, the next set of doors in front of you suddenly swings open.
God.
Inside,
I mean, it's not like we didn't know we were expected.
Perfect. Suddenly, the grand hall is filled with the sound of organ music. And I feel like this is not the right music. It's not the right music.
That is not the right music.
I have a soundtrack. It's the thing. Calm your shit. There we go. I apologize.
What is
I apologize.
Strahd
Strahd is
Slaves
being
like?
very
He's like in a really good
pompous.
mood in the corner somewhere.
I apologize. Okay. So,
That was great.
to break that
Oh
entire
my
immersion, I
God.
apologize. The doors open in front of you into a large chamber. Shut up. Fuck you. I apologize. And organ music begins to play. And that is not the organ music. Why does this soundtrack suck? There we go. It will be there in a moment. Why would it not be? Because of course it would.
There it is.
There you go. That's the traditional.
Ah,
There
Toccata
you
in D.
I apologize. I got that. Indeed.
Guess we're going walking inside.
Yes, you are invited into the next room.
Yeah, I'm
And
just
in
giving
this-
MTC a minute to,
Yeah.
before I keep going.
Sorry, I apologize. You're good. Perfectly. And as you walk into this room, cobwebs stretch between the large support columns, and the dusty hall is dimly lit by torches in the corners. There are 8 stone gargoyles squatting motionlessly on the rim of the dome ceiling. And you see the hall kind of opens up as you walk to the center of it. You see a staircase up to the... Where is that? That is north. Is that north? Where's that? I believe it's west. That is west. Staircase to the west, which is above you guys. And then down to the east, there is a suit of armor standing at attention across from a set of bronze doors. You can hear the organ seems to be coming from the direction of the bronze doors. Yeah. Oh no, that's north. What the hell? Dumb.
Come on, this is like
Dumb,
very-
dumb, dumb. I apologize. Okay, so
Alright.
this is east. So here we go. Boom. East is
Alright.
the beginning. Right, got it. So you see large brass doors here. Boom. You have a staircase up here. It seems to wind up into the distance, and then you see a... That is not there, because he doesn't exist there. These things and stuff. Perfect. And you see a suit of armor down this way and a door in front of it as well. The organ music seems to be coming from this direction. Yeah, of course.
I mean, I'm gonna come and make sure that everyone can get in the room. And I'm gonna kind of wait here for a minute, because etiquette states.
So do we see a suit of... Is it like a giant suit of armor like what we have? Or...
No, like it's a regular suit of
Oh.
like fine armor, polished armor, and things like that. As you all get to the main chamber, from the staircase to the north, you hear the footsteps of what very quickly comes into view as the half-elf servant of Strahd von Zarovich, Rahadin. who walks towards you. His long black hair kind of flowing behind him. He's very quiet. And even though he's got a bell on his hip, as he walks towards you, it makes no sound. He looks at the group. Welcome. My master is expecting you all. We are so pleased you have come to join us for dinner. Finally. This way, please. And he proceeds. We walk down the hall, past you all,
I follow.
and guide you
Behind.
to the double doors.
Oop, shit.
The tones from the organ grow louder as you walk down the hallway and almost seem to echo as the shield guardian walks in behind. Clunk, 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 clunk. I love it. It's so good.
Maybe you should just hang out with the other armor.
Yeah, I
That's
mean,
up
take
to
an armor,
Trovic.
buddy. You know.
That's Trovic's bad. We have no
Um,
control of that.
Over there
true.
pushing his fingers together. You come here often?
This hall that you get walked down is slightly vaulted. It's an arch hallway, so the shield guardian can fit in it just fine. There's a small branch that goes off to the east that seems to lead down to a spiral staircase down this direction that you can clearly see. And then in the shallow alcove, where you can see it, the suit of armor, oiled, glistening, standing at attention, fully polished. Looks very ornate, very decorative almost, but useful at the same time. The doors across from it hang slightly openwards, and bright light escapes the opening, and the swells of organ music get louder and louder. And I don't have the organ music again because organ music, but you get the gist.
Or the creepy vampire music.
Creepy vampire.
Oh, the creepy vampire music.
Got the going.
Mm-hmm.
Dramatic music swells.
Oh, let's see.
As he swings the door open, boop a doop boop boop. Let's move a door.
Boop-a-doop boop boop is the sound of a door opening.
Yeah. Rahadin says, "Open sesame." As you look into this room, you see 3 enormous crystal chandeliers that brightly illuminate the large chamber. You see pillars of stone stand against dull white marble walls, supporting the entire ceiling. In the center of the room is a long, heavy banquet table covered with a fine white satin cloth. And the table is laden with many dishes and plates and setups and settings. There seems to be a place for everyone and a few more places at the table as well. At the center of the far west wall, between the floor-to-ceiling mirrors, stands a massive organ. Its pipes blare out a thunderous melody. It speaks in its tones of greatness and despair. Seated at the organ, facing away from you, the caped figure of Strahd bangs and pounds on the keys in an almost trance-like state. As you all enter the room, he continues playing. While this is happening,
Just gonna
he
make
is
space for
playing
people to
organ.
enter.
Yes, make space, please. Thank you. Boom, stuff, things, and I have an art that was an art that I don't know if I have anymore. Strahd at his organ was a thing, and now it's not a thing.
Yeah, I'm not going to go too far into the room in reality,
looks
just
right.
enough to get everyone in, but for map purposes,
Yeah, for map purposes.
Yeah.
You can do the thing to get people in the room, yes.
Internally, or out of character, this is the first time Osgood has seen Strahd.
Oh no,
So that's
super large
interesting.
picture.
Oh, fuck.
Whoa.
Apologies. that was wrong.
what?
So it's not.
That's a map.
For visual reference, it's Strahd in an organ. Have fun.
There you go.
You start playing Dungeons and Dragons. Or Dungeons and Dragons? Magic the Gathering.
Anyway, I had it on a handout, but that's just too time consuming to find.
Yeah. That's
Which I didn't drop. But he's sitting at the organ, and as he comes to the final crescendo of the song,
Roll for initiative.
Honestly.
the music's so good. It's actually where it needs to be. That's great. You did a thing that's not totally crap. As he finishes, he stops, sits back, and kind of stands up from the piano itself, pushing the bench out of the way. He glances over one shoulder and looks at you. And you can see staring back at you all is, of course, the master of Castle Ravenloft, Strahd von Zarovich. He looks at you all. Well, it is nice to see that you have all finally accepted my invitation. Well, dinner is almost prepared. You are free to take a seat. We will have a few others joining us. But you are our guests. Sit wherever you like. He kind of walks towards the seat at the head of the table. Except here, of course.
Knowing guest protocol, I'm sitting. No, his right would be this side.
Correct. Yep. And that's the side I was gonna pick as well.
Oh.
Somebody just steals Strahd's seat. He just panics.
These are the chairs. That one's the head of the table now.
Step of the wind.
And Strahd's over here. No.
Instant death.
He just stabs somebody through the back of the skull.
As you all get to your places and take your seats, Strahd kind of looks over the entire group and gestures you to sit down.
I wait until everyone else sits before I sit.
I do not sit myself because
Ah,
that is not
indeed.
protocol.
Yeah.
I stand by my chair, waiting expectantly.
Mm-hmm. You do so. Rahadin comes, pulls her chair out for you. He's quick and silent and already behind you by the time.
Gator just sat down.
No. For you guys, it is, but
Mhm.
as a noble lady, I should think someone should lead me.
Gotcha.
Indeed. Sorry, I gotta get that music back. Anyway, yes, he pulls out your chair for you. Made you sit down. And then, once you are all seated, Strahd kind of beckons over to the corner of the room and waves his hand once. And you see the three familiar women walk around the table and seat themselves accordingly in remaining seats that were not taken.
Oh no. The one who hates me sat right next to me.
Oh, Christ.
Strahd looks at Rahadin. If you would please begin dinner service. Rahadin nods and walks out of the main chamber door here and disappears. Boop. In front of you all is a crystal goblet filled with a red liquid.
I'm gonna sniff it. and sort of swirl it.
Mhm. It swirls like wine. It smells like the Red Dragon Crush that is famous in Barovia. Actually, no, I apologize. It doesn't. It smells like a wine, but it is not similar to the two that you've had in Barovia before. I apologize. Incorrectness. Are you all drawings? You're not drawings. Nice.
I will still stick behind chairs.
I'm aware. Calm your yes. No, they're drawings. No, you're drawings.
I'm
Right,
just
stop
like
it.
I'm just
You're not a drawing
imagining
yet.
they're all like cardboard.
Get off the
cutouts.
table, Kelma.
Get off the table. It's unseemly. Now you can all move freely. Yes.
They're all just
Yeah, I can make
cardboard
them move.
cutouts. It's
There you
just
go.
like
Sorry. Apologies.
we have like life-sized people.
Oh, this looks like crap on my screen because everybody's got names. Oh no.
Oh,
That's fine. So-
I'm panicking so hard.
As you all are seated at the table, Strahd kind of looks you over, looks at his three brides, and just kind of chuckles. Well, it seems as if you all have been acquainted in some manner or form.
Kelma laughs to himself. That's kind of. He doesn't glance over to the bride. He just kind of moves his eye over to the bride and he just starts chuckling.
You just hear like a short grunt from her as Ludmilla, the one in the middle, just kind of. Indeed, an interesting lot.
Acquainted.
Not so
I believe-
strange, not so strange bedfellows.
Acquainted, I believe, though never formally introduced.
Girls, where are your manners? Excuse me. This, and he points to the first lady in red, is Anastasia. Anastasia Karlova. He kind of points to the next. That one is my dear Volenta Popovsky. And, of course, my dear Ludmilla. As he says this, the other two just cut her a dagger's glance. This is like dinner here must suck. It's kind of the vibe you get in like the first 5 seconds. This is a
Big ol'
cold
happy
day.
family.
Yeah, there's like
Hmm.
a lot of wife cattiness going on.
God.
I mean, can you blame them?
Nope.
He kind of looks at you all. Well, the first course should be arriving soon. I hope you all are hungry. You got some of the delicacies from all over the Forgotten Realms. I've got dishes for each of your regions, from each of your domains. Delicacies, if you will.
I immediately raise an eyebrow.
Touch of home. As he smiles widely. And you can just see the fangs. Is anybody
am-
doing anything?
Quite looking forward.
Hey, Trovic raises an eyebrow, but no tea?
He kind of looks over. Rahadin. Such a petty man. He kind of puts his hand on his head. And you see the door on the far side of the room swing open. Just the one that Rahadin had walked out of and shut. And a small cart floating in the door with a full tea set. And seems to be steaming hot. Floats inside of the door. and lands neatly in front of you on the table. You forgot to serve the tea. Apologies. The finest tea
Hmm.
from... where's it from?
Where's the tea from?
Where's the tea from?
Quick,
Tell
where's
us.
the tea from?
Tell us.
The tea.
Roll for initiative.
Rolling a D100
Terrible
table.
tea.
D100, where's the tea from? Oh, that's not a bad roll.
That's 7.
It's good tea.
Hmm.
Procured in Baldur's Gate from the
Nice.
farthest reaches of Oman.
Well, I don't know where that is, but it tastes good.
Literally none of these words mean anything to Oscar.
Surely someone of Daggerford knows of Baldur's Gate.
Sure.
I hope so.
Familiar with it, but not recently. Hasn't been around Baldur's Gate for a while.
Okay. I was to say, I don't know any D&D lore.
I'm aware. That's fine. No, it's okay. Baldur's Gate's a larger city. It's fine.
Okay.
But it's large, burgeoning regions of mass wealth and fine tea and bullshit.
Like
It's
Kelmo
the-
would, like
It's
Kelmo
basically
would-
if you were getting like coffee from like good Arabica coffee from the Middle East, like same
Yeah.
thing. Like,
Ooh.
quality.
yeah,
Or
Gotcha.
good beans from Brazil or something like that. Very, very high quality
yeah.
teas.
Like to Kelma, Baldur's Gate is like the big city. That's like
Baldur's
that's
Gate's
it.
like New York to Kelma. Yeah.
yeah. Baldur's Gate's like New York to Kelma because Kelma lives in the middle of like BFE nowhere.
But he does mention that he has delicacies from each of your regions required to things he believes you will enjoy.
And how would one, get these delicacies?
I'm not exactly from the Forgotten Realms.
My servants, they can pass through the mist.
Mhm.
They get what we need. They get who we need.
Hmm.
The mist does many things. Brings people here. Carts people away. Makes people disappear. He kind of looks around and just kind of waits for the first course. I apologize. Surely, you did not come all this way without a reason and questions. You have clearly avoided my castle until now. We simply wanted to greet our new guests in this land. Maybe have a conversation.
I believe we thought it best to see some of this wonderful land before we met. It's one of its most gracious.
And what do you think of
Yes.
my fine land?
It is. Well, parts of it certainly remind me of home. I'm not sure. The others.
It
It is
is
foreign but lovely place.
It was. It was a lovely place, yes. But that was then. This land has been marred for a long time.
Yeah, this place sucks.
Oh, Jesus.
Agreed. I
Please.
wanted to leave. I wanted to leave within minutes of getting here.
Perhaps that is something we can help each other with.
And how would we help you?
Where did you say that? The doors swing open, and Rahadin and a few other humanoid servants, a couple humans, another half-elf, 2 halflings, and what appear to be a couple of the mongrel folk, very similar to the ones you saw in Kresk, begin to come in with different dishes and delicacies and begin to set the first course in front of everyone. A variety of different soups and stews, regional dialects and variants. Surprisingly enough, Osgood, dishes from Alva,
Interesting.
things that would be considered delicacies in your realm. Kelma, you have food from your village. Homemade stuff that the old lady down the street used to make. Branwyn, it's the delicacies of home. It's the same stuff that you had when you were living the wealthier life before and during the new escapades. Kelma, it's the finest foods of home from before you lost the labyrinth. It's Gaynor, it's delicacies you haven't had in 3 weeks, 4 weeks. It's the stuff that you lived off of. It's what would be a first course in any meal of that variety. We're not going into heavy detailing food because I want to let your imaginations run wild with your own food instead of shittily describing food. But he kind of looks at you, and this land is cursed. Partly my fault. I believe the curse can be broken. I've tried for hundreds of years to no avail. I wish to be rid of this realm, and I'm sure the people here wish to be free also.
Can I roll an insight check?
Make an insight check for me.
Yeah, that's a +6. Oh, that's a natural 1 though. Fuck.
Oh,
You are quite amazed that there is food from Alva anywhere in your vicinity.
Yeah.
It's startling.
Very distracting.
Gatelands are not known to be easy to access.
As Strahd kind of looks over the group, to be frank, I have been dealing with this curse in many different ways, trying to rid myself of it. It seems every avenue I've taken has been thwarted by interference from wayward adventurers or whatever dark being holds us here. It's quite tragic. At a certain point, we stopped looking for a solution. For a number of centuries, we resigned ourselves to this fate. But we may have found a way for all of us to escape. And the dark powers that hold us here must be thwarted. The pact made 400 years ago must be fulfilled. Only then can we be free. He looks at your group. It is clear to me You do not fully trust my intentions, as you are missing a great number of those you have traveled with along the way. Kind of looks you over. I understand your distrust to not bring Tatiana with you. But why did you leave the other ones?
Wasn't invited.
Slow nod.
A fair point. Well, dig in. He begins to eat slowly. At least for a moment, he takes a sip or two of the soup in front of him, and then sits there. You see all three brides just kind of sitting there.
I'll eat.
Me too.
As you all begin to dig in, the food is delicious. It is everything in Barovia, even the food that you've been given by places and restaurants and establishments and anywhere else, has just been bland and dry and starch of any actual flavor. And this is amazing in comparison. This is delicious. And it's real. It's actually food. It's tangible. It's there.
Well, while I'm eating, I'm just keeping my eye on the brides to see kind of what they're doing. Considering that we noticed them kind of giving, I'm assuming the oldest bride, kind of a side eye.
Make a perception check for me. Let's do. Yeah, they all seem to not like each other a lot. They threw the side eye to the one dressed in the more gaudy and gold colors and things like that, obviously. But they're not really saying much. They're just kind of trying to out posture each other, if that makes sense.
Yeah. How's the one that's next to me?
When she looks at you, if looks could kill, you almost feel like there's a burning feeling on your arm, where she's staring into your soul. But yeah, she's not so happy. No,
I just kind of glance over. I look at the brides, so they all see me. Lock eyes. Just kind of do a quick glance. See, I see them. Then I look at her, and I just kind of give her a little wink, and then I go back to eating.
Oh my god, you're gonna get us all killed.
You really are. I just look exhausted.
Oh Lord.
Oh god.
Okay. All right. You stare them all down for a second, and then.
Well, I didn't do an evil stare.
Quick glance, but just a look over and know they catch eyes. Yeah, I'm aware. As you do this, they all kind of look at you, and then look to the head of the table, and then continue looking back at each other.
Oh God.
A little while passes, and the first course commences and continues. Strahd kind of sitting there, looking amused. So, I would like to know a little bit more about each of you. I'm curious as to the people that have been brought to my realm. I have seen what you can do.
Slightly.
You are strong, yes, but what motivates you? What drives you? If you weren't here, what would you be doing? Looks
I
around.
glance at the party, and there's almost like a look of guilt in Osgood's eyes. He sort of... He doesn't say much, but there's something there.
So it looks around at all of you.
Well, I know what I would be doing.
Oh?
Well, yeah. I'd be sitting at home by myself, drinking some tea.
Mm.
Wouldn't have to swing this axe around anymore.
He kind of looks at you and just... You have the build and the make of a great warrior. At one point.
I'll be training with my master.
I would likely be in a prison cell.
I would be probably somewhere off in some library looking for some new knowledge or power.
I would probably be doing exactly this.
Joining me at this table. It's comforting to know. At least we have one.
Entertaining.
I don't know if John has anything to say about it.
And as you say that, he says this and chuckles. All three brides glare at you.
Oh no.
And that I let them glare for a minute, chuckling, and no, but I would be entertaining.
And she kind of looks over and says, well. It
But-
is not under... He kind of puts his hands together and thinks for a moment. Well, I do apologize for pulling you away from these fascinating lives you would be leading. But
I just sort of give a low chuckle.
I simply reach into the mist for strong individuals who can help me, who can help all of us escape this prison. For it was I who brought you here.
But I seeked it out myself. How would you?
And it looks over. Make a wisdom saving throw for me.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, no, nothing.
Oh,
Sorry.
this isn't good.
That's
What's
not
that?
gonna be good for me.
There we go. You feel a sharp tugging somewhere, like deep within your brain, and it's just the faintest notion of you were seeking a place to escape your realm. You were seeking any place, and in your haste, something called out to you.
He looks incredibly uncomfortable.
It was faint. It was barely recognizable, but it comes triggering back almost as if even all those years ago, something had beckoned you to this place specifically.
You'd notice his arms sort of start to shake, and he stills them as much as he can, but he's shaken. He's not in a good mental state.
That being said, the fact that you are here and none of us can leave, and if there is a way to get out of here, would it not be in everyone's interest to work together?
I glance over the brand, kind of like,
But of course, if our goals are the same. Many minds, many hands.
He looks over. Well, it is nice to see you are being so peaceable about all of this. The last guest that I invited to my realm brought a militia against me.
Some people just lack basic manners.
Kalma grabs his knife that he's holding very tight. Kind of looks at Brandon hard.
I continue to smile.
Strahd kind of looks over you all. Well, if our goals are the same, as you say, my belief in what I have learned in my studies tells me that if I am to properly wed Tatiana, and she is to become my bride, and the curse over this realm shall be lifted, and the mists shall recede from Barovia.
What does properly wed mean to you?
Can I also make another insight check?
Make an insight check. As he kind of continues on. Well, obviously,
Oh!
That's
wedding
26.
with the ceremony, under the eyes of Mother Night and the Morning Lord, graced by a man of the clergy. I believe there's a man in Kresk. You're a natural 20 on your insight, which turns into a 26. One moment, guys.
Oh, DM whispers.
Mm.
Oh,
Boo! Boo!
Aye. Kalma drop kicks. Kalma does a backflip and breaks Strahd's neck. He saves the day. Yay.
if
Yeah,
only.
that's what happens.
Trying to revise what we know about the curse so far.
Strahd.
Hmm?
Nothing. Just being stupid.
Here they return.
Return.
Welcome back.
Okay.
I sort of nod to myself calmly.
First time I've gotten done that. That was fun.
Yeah.
That was super fun. I have to do that more often now.
Information.
And the staff comes in once again. And to clear and move plates out of the way as the first course is commenced. And they leave once again as the second course seems to be on the way.
So, what would you need from us?
I've tried to have this arrangement with Tatiana many times over many centuries. And
Many
every
centuries.
time something prevents it from happening. Pardon me for rambling, but the first time She threw herself off the castle walls.
Now, why would someone do that?
I elbow him.
I stare Gaynor in the eyes and sort of slowly shake my head.
I chuckle.
What? Kind of glares at you. If you must know, she jumped off the wall to avoid the crossbow bolts. Second time, she was slain by an adventurer before we could be properly wed, to prevent me from fulfilling my destiny. His fate is as expected. Third and fourth time, she died of old age before I ever found her. Every time, something else. Every time, closer. Never able to achieve this. And he kind of looks over. What I am. The promise I made. The deal I struck. Is part of this curse. Which is a cruel joke by Vampire himself.
Immediately, eyes shoot up. Do I know?
For I am... Make a Arcana check. I
Yeah,
should
plus
check
6.
with advantage.
With advantage?
I rolled it with advantage, so you're fine.
23.
Yeah. Yeah. You noticed, or you recall, a nameplate on some of the vestiges in the Ember Temple. One of them in there rings a bell to strike some kind of semblance to that, but other than that, you have no clue what this vampire is, other than you know what the term vampire normally stands for or means, and it's a vampire, of course, but you haven't heard it used as a name.
Something in the back of my head's just like a god, perhaps, or something else.
And
Really saying
Strahd's going to continue. It's part of this curse. Is I was given this power. I never afforded the happiness I desired. To break that curse, break the hold on this realm. And I'm sorry, somebody said they were making a check, and I can't remember who it was. I think it was Kelma, maybe? Or was it Mona? No, never mind. Okay, scratch that. In my head, it's been a long day. He looks over. I would need, obviously, the bride-to-be, and the other side of the table is just... They're all biting their tongue because they can't say anything, but the distaste is palpable. If you could taste cattiness in the air, yeah, that's where you're at right now. It's the second set as the doors swing open again and another course of food begins to be delivered. And this time, delicacies and entrees, same thing. He looks up. I would need, obviously, Arina, Tatiana, my bride to be present. But it's a wedding without a ceremony. And We would obviously need a man of faith. All of those people would need to be gathered. I assume that something will try to interfere. That must be prevented at all costs.
There is an eyebrow.
Of course, if anything were to happen to Tatiana, we would lose this opportunity. None of us want to wait another 120 years. The people of this land may look at me a monster, for I took over their realm. And they are indeed trapped here because of me. But I, as any good lord of their land would, wish my people to be free. They've all been trapped here far too long. No souls can leave this land. They're eternally trapped. I invited you to dinner to see what I could offer you in exchange for your allegiance, in exchange for your strength. It seems home is one of the most afforded comforts, clearly. But it does seem that each of you all have individual motivations. He kind of
Kelma
looks
takes
down
a-
the table to Kelma.
Mm-hmm.
What of your master?
What of my master?
You said you would be training with him now if you were not in Barovia.
Yes.
Did he too get swallowed by the mist?
Kind of glance over to him and just like, yes. Whose fault is that?
Then his freedom is at stake too. He kind of looks down at the goblin in front of him, kind of picks it up and begins to sip. The second course is delivered, and you all begin to eat that as well. A little more table chatter comes across. The brides are very, very quiet for the most part.
Well, they're
Ludmilla,
undead.
oh yeah, but Ludmilla, however, is going to try and strike some semblance of a conversation. And she is going to eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Let's roll a d5. Or d6. D6 minus 1. Perfect.
Just doesn't engage Brandon.
Yeah, she doesn't engage Brandon. No. Actually would engage Brandon.
Huh.
You know, it's nice to have such sensible guests. I mean, with that whole thing at the vineyard, it's nice that we can come to arrangements and negotiations and be a little bit civil every now and then. She kind of cuts a glance over to the other two. Strauss is going to kind of look over at Kelma and just kind of say this out to the table. It's a little past being civil when you ruin somebody's plans all the damn time.
Make better plans.
chuckle beside
Strahd kind of looks
against my
down the
will.
table at Anastasia. I mean, really, dear, did you think that that party of yours was going to work? So foolish.
In her defense, it would have worked if not for the inadequateness of some of the people she was working with.
Hmm.
We
As
witnessed
fate would have it,
ourselves.
you seem to assist in that a bit.
Yes. We do like to meddle.
Kind of looks over at Osgood. And how is the priest? How is Petrovich? Is he
Father,
comfy in that building of his?
it's about the only place of holy presence in this land. So yes, I would imagine as much.
Kind of looks down the table at Anastasia. You couldn't even get that right.
Kemal audibly laughs.
And she kind of gets
Sharp
red
intake of
in the
breath.
face. The other two kind of chuckle at that expense until Strahd cuts them a glare and they're both shut up. As the second course goes by with just a little more conversation and interrogation back and forth, he's just trying to figure out a little bit about you all and have you all divulge some information here and there. If you would wish, if not, don't. But if you would like to ask any questions or say anything, he has also opened the table to your curiosities about Barovia in general and everything going on here. He's offering to somewhat open book you in the concept of being cordial.
Trovix's mound.
What's that?
I said Trovix's mound.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Chow down.
What? You mentioned a vampire. What is that? Is it a god?
Wishes it were a god. It is one of the dark powers that preside over this demiplane, this realm, this area. I've done much research. I found that a number of dark spirits have been trapped and have trapped other spirits with them. Vampire is one of the elder spirits.
Would it be possible to overthrow it? Using the other elder spirits, could they perhaps put up a fight against it?
He ponders for a moment. I don't think that any of them would stand to him, but I also don't know what it would take to get another elder vestige to be favorable.
Almost says under breath is like, seems like some places something, and he thinks for a second, like a huntress. Does that name ring a bell?
Kind of looks over. Dead gods from an old age. Foolish beliefs from before my armies invaded this land. Stories.
Though it seems dead gods can still hold power in these lands.
Kind of looks over. Yes. The
There's...
sisters are not gods.
Sorry, out of character.
What were you saying?
I was gonna say, what about the dead star?
Kind of looks over at you. If you are talking about other powers from the temple, no, they are not powerful enough to unseat vampire.
Who could reasonably do it?
That is the question.
Hmm.
How do you destroy a being you cannot see, but holds sway over an entire plane?
Great amount of effort.
I thought it was not to defeat it, but to complete the contract.
No, there are multiple ways of completing contracts.
Looks alright. Indeed.
Just out of character.
Yes.
Didn't I guess I misunderstood.
What's that?
I thought the gods that are messing with me were the ones who trapped him.
We've been told multiple stories of what's trapping Strahd.
Okay.
Yes.
Fanes is one of the stories we've been told, and Vampire is the other story.
I will say, as a D&D rule of thumb, nobody called for any type of check on that response. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
just as a going forward thing, if something sounds fishy, call an insight check.
Okay.
Just because there will be multiple misleading stories. That's the way this game
Okay.
just generally
I just can remember like.
No, you're absolutely right.
Okay.
From stories you've been told, yes, the Fanes
Are the
both
ones.
seal and give him power. However,
Gotcha.
his story is vampire seals and
Gives him power.
and somebody else's story is something else. So it's on y'all
I'd be
to
inclined to
dive and
believe
figure out that shit.
Strahd.
As a DM, I'm just out of character saying that. But
Yeah.
I'd be inclined to believe the guy who actually, is trapped, you know?
I think there's more to it than that. But anyway, dinner.
anyway, as the third course, or second course gets taken away, and the third and final course begins to be delivered to the dining room with a third set of bells ringing and even more servants coming in with everything under the sun, refills of the finest wine, and you notice all the bottles of wine have a different label and a different brand than the rest of the wine in Barovia.
Interesting.
Particularly, it is called Champagne de la Stump. It is a red wine, not a champagne, but it is called a champagne. It's strange. But it is this magnificent wine that you all have had, and it makes everybody drinking it feel warm. A fresh tea service tray has come out for Trovik as well, and the third course is laid in front of you all. Again, the bride's sitting in front of seemingly empty plates.
So, assuming that the course of action you suggest is our way forward,
Unless anyone has another plan.
we might get to that in a moment. But let's stay on the one for now. What kind of say does Irina have in this? It's her life. And as much as marrying a lord is quite the future,
He looks at you and kind of goes into a more serious tone. Irina, I cannot speak for her, as she is the most recent iteration of Tatiana, And he kind of looks up to the side wall on the right-hand side of the room and kind of gestures over towards it. Now you kind of look up in that direction and see as well. It's a painting of a woman that looks exactly like an older, slightly more Vistani-styled version of Irina. And it looks like it was painted over 400 plus years ago.
Tatiana.
I nudge Branwyn and I'm like, kind of whisper in her ear, and I'm like, we should try and get her brother as a peace offering.
Thinking.
He kind of looks over and just... To be honest, I loved Tatiana. I needed her. I was set to be wed to her. We were made to be married. But she showed false interest in another. And I made a pact to have her be mine. She does love me. But she... Tatiana loved me. But my foolish brother, he stepped in the way of that.
Your brother.
Not a subject I like to talk about. I'm sure you can understand with family grievances.
The blood fucking drains from my face, and I turn back to the...
Kind of looks back at Bram when he continues the conversation. But she did love me. I believe her soul still yearns for me. The vessel she is in may not. But it is not even about my love or anyone's happiness in the situation. It is to free the land. It's more important than what I desire or what she desires.
Can I insight check that?
Make an insight check.
Let's see, I have bad insight, but that sounded weird to me.
Surprisingly to Bradman, that sounds perfectly reasonable.
21.
Sounds kind of reasonable to me too.
21. What do I divulge? Okay. There's a sound of sincerity in his voice for the caring of the peoples of the realm. It seems like... One second, sorry. See a thing.
The way that Osgood's thinking, they overthrow fucking vampire. That's his idea.
It,
The DM
it,
thing.
it,
Oh,
yeah, I'm
thinking.
thinking so.
Alright.
It seems like he is set on getting the hell out of Barovia. It seems whatever means make that happen seem to be his goal. You can tell that he is fed up with 400 years up here. The strain in his voice sounds earnest. His means may not be accurate, right, or acceptable, but he definitely has a desire to leave this realm. This he sees as a way to potentially do it.
So, my thoughts. Perhaps it might be wise to propose to Irina that this is simply a means to an end, and that after a specified time and having fulfilled your deal, that your marriage be ended amicably. Your deal with Vampire had no end time. You simply have to marry her in order for it to be completed. Didn't specify that you had to stay married. It's one way of thinking of this anyway.
That is an interesting proposition. Make a persuasion check for me.
Do I have my advantage?
It's not hostile.
Is she an hour from Kelma? Is she 30 feet from Kelma?
They're across the table from each other, guy. Nobody's moved. The table's the same size. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah, with
waiting for that.
advantage. Yeah.
With advantage and with a d4 roll. Wonderful. So there's my advantage roll. Oh shit, I'm clicking all the windows, so I don't even know what the roll is yet. Plus a d4. Roll. D4.
Let's fucking go.
It's like
Bill.
that.
Okay.
It's a 25.
Mhm.
That's pretty good.
As he kind of looks you over, ponders it for a moment. I feel as though demons with this type of power have tighter contracts than simply the rough overlay.
Well, if he hasn't specified it, that's his fault. He would pull the same the other way.
That is one option, yes. Interesting.
Do you have a copy of the contract?
It's on a paper.
I look at him. I look at Osgood like, do you have a copy of your contract?
No.
Precisely.
Let me just get with my filing clerk quick.
Oh, Reginald!
Which is
used to
why.
this story.
Oh my goodness.
Which is why the devil was in the wording.
Devil's always in the details.
Mhm.
Sorry, I'm looking at that.
I'm used to stories saying essentially that it's a quill and paper, usually a contract.
No, it's not the magic paper disappeared out of nowhere and
No.
ink becomes blood. That's
The
not
verbal
what it
contract.
is. So verbal
Okay.
contracts are way worse.
Yep. And far easier to wiggle out of, because if the person didn't say the shit they meant, you can get away with shit.
Oh no. Nice. Awesome. Cool. Making sure I'm looking at all the right things.
That's never a good sentence. Oh
yeah.
no.
No, it's not. I'm just making sure. Oh, nice. That's fun. Okay. All right. Cool. So, yeah. So, one option that's on the table now is
Yes.
to potentially. And he has not agreed to that option, but he's not shut
No.
it down either. His contest was 30, by the way. So
Oh, what?
Oh,
His. Okay.
yes, it was a 13 roll. So
wow.
So he
That's
has
insane.
my level charisma. Okay, now it's on.
That's
So-
impressive.
as the third course is delivered into the room, or being delivered into the room and finished set as you are having this conversation with Strahd. That's where we're going to stop the session. We're going to pick back up next time because we're closing in on
man.
7 o'clock. I'm sorry. I know.
Yeah.
It
I
sucks.
know.
Yeah.
Deals with devils.
Kimmel throws a dart.
Oh God.
So,
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
Gets
Yeah,
up
so that's
and
going to be
just
the end of the
starts
session
punching
for now,
Strahd.
and we will get into it next time. One heads up, visuals will be gradually different next time because I'm playing with a new dynamic lighting tool that should be full in effect for Roll20 in the next couple of months. So we might as
Okay.
well get used to it now rather than later, and this castle's a perfect place for it. So the screen may look a little different next time. Don't be alarmed. It's nothing with your monitors or your TV sets. It is literally we changed it. So but back to Fig.
Sounds
Have at it,
good.
sir.
Well, all right, so I'll sign us out. I want to thank again everybody who is in the stream right now. Truly appreciate everyone's support in all this. I mean, it's been really cool seeing people join me in the journey. Whoops, that is not the right button I wanted to hit.
Exclamation mark. DB thing has spotted someone.
Yeah, I know. If you ever wanted to catch up to any of the past videos of our run, which subscribe to the One Shot Tavern right there, and they will give you the rest of the list. Truly appreciate everyone coming on by, and we'll see you next Sunday around 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the next episode of One Shot Tavern, and I will be streaming myself tomorrow some fun video games and stuff. So see you all then. Bye.